say, get rid of those power-hungry spirits.
At Bahama Boulevard, I'm Sean Ennis. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
We're on the road to celebrating 53 years of independence. I'm Jiminita Swain. It's Monday, July 6th. We've got a great show for you. Here's what's coming up. Every time she stepped onto the track, an entire nation cheered her on. Now, the champion who made Bahamians proud is sharing how she's building a legacy far beyond the finish line. Plus, rediscover the colors of the Bahamas like you've never seen them before. A fresh take on independence fashion is turning heads, and we're taking you front row. And for our final segment, Team Bahamas scores big. Hollywood celebrates, the NBA shakes up, and Beyonce surprises. The Bahama Beauty has this week's What's the Buzz. You're watching What's Trending. We'll be back with more after the break.
And my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom. Baked sandwich.
I really like the honey mustard sauce. And then like the crispy bacon on it as well.
Oh, it's pepper jack cheese.
I love the spice. I love the crunch.
I love the original sandwich, but just that simple addition of bacon was it like over the top.
The chicken is really good.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I rate this a 10 out of 10. I'd eat this again.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Oh, isn't that nice? Wait, you missed it? Ah, you haven't been on the website. Here's how TDC can help you. Whether you're turning your home into a vacation rental, pitching a business idea, or growing what you've already started, the TDC is here to help. Visit tdcbahamas.com for every conversation, event, grant, and opportunity happening near you. Tourism is all of our business, and the TDC is here to support yours.
As the Bahamas proudly celebrates 53 years of independence, we honor the journey of a nation built on courage, resilience, and an unwavering spirit. This independence season, we'll celebrate the people who inspire us, the islands that shape us, and the rich culture and traditions that define us as Bahamians. From the achievements of our past to the promise of our future, we'll share the stories that remind us of who we are and why we stand proudly together as one nation. Join us as we celebrate our heritage, our unity, our strength, and our Bahamian pride, one story at a time.
Bless like God, no bless like God, bless like God, there ain't no bless like God. I and tell me about my clothes, them bite.
And that's the perfect soundtrack for our next guest. When we talk about Bahamian excellence, there are a few names that immediately come to mind. For years, she carried the black, aquamarine, and gold with pride on the world's biggest stages. And every time she stepped onto the track, an entire nation ran with her. We celebrated her victories. We held our breath during every race. And when she crossed that finish line, she reminded the world that the Bahamas may be small in size, but we are giants in talent, determination, and heart. Today, her impact extends far beyond the track. She's dedicated to empowering the next generation, sharing the lessons she's learned, and helping to build an even stronger Bahamas. It's a pleasure to welcome Olympic and world champion Debbie McKenzie, well, rather Ferguson McKenzie, to What's Trending. It's such a pleasure to have you here with us, Debbie.
Thank you, Kylie, and I'm so honored to be here, excited. Yeah, thank you
so much. We are definitely going to just jump right in there. So every Bahamian, I think, remembers where they were when they watched you compete. So when you think back to those moments, what did it mean to know that an entire nation was behind you every time you stepped onto the track?
I think, honestly, that's what gave me strength. I think that's what gave me confidence, and to realize that it's not just Debbie out there going to compete, but I was representing a whole country. And so that gave me pride and gave me the strength to go and represent the 242.
And of course, you gave Bahamians so many moments of celebration and national pride. So when you crossed the finish line, wearing our colors, what was going through your mind?
I think I remember saying to myself, we just won. Like, we just won. It was a dream of ours as a country and as, you know, like a team, but we never thought it was possible. And 96, we got close, but in 2000, when we won the gold, we were like, we finally did it.
Right?
Yes.
And I remember everybody was cheering on. So looking back, was there one race or one moment when you realized, I've become a part of something much bigger than myself?
Of course, it has to be 2000 in Sydney when we won the gold in the 4x1. I think prior to that, my confidence wasn't as strong. I was still growing and learning, you know, the sport. And then after that race, it came full circle, like, you can do anything you put your mind to. You know, as Bahamians, we've always been like strong people, very confident, but sometimes, you know, it comes with maturity. And so that's one thing I was learning. And so after 2000, I was like, let's go. If we're gonna fail, we can fail, but let's do this. And so that definitely built a succession of confidence and success as far as winning meets, yeah.
I understand. So you've accomplished what so many athletes dream of after reaching the pinnacle of your sport. So what inspired you to shift your focus now towards mentoring young people and investing in our future?
I think what inspired me is that I remember growing up, my coaches, my teachers, and of course I had several parents, not just my mom, who, you know, like, they encouraged me to do things. But I think one of the things that was missing was I've always heard sometimes what I can't do. And so I need to hear, like, the kids to hear what they can do. Because the first thing somebody tell you can't do, and that's the first thing you go and do. And so I think now, you know, just trying to give back, like, what were the mistakes that I made or that I encountered? Now trying to help them, you don't negate them, but just try to help them get there a little bit quicker.
No, navigate it a little bit better.
Right, to navigate a little bit better.
Okay.
And so that's the whole thing. As far as success in anything in life is not success until you can share it.
That is very true.
So that's the goal, and that's what I would like to do.
So today now you're pouring your time and your energy back into the Bahamas. Tell us about the work that you're doing and why this chapter of your life isn't just, well, is maybe more meaningful than being on the track. You tell me.
I think it is. Like, yes, I've competed, and, you know, I'm now starting to coach, but now I realize full circle what I was meant to do. Like, I'm thankful for those experiences, but now, like, coaching is even more exciting because the minute an athlete tells me something, I'm like, I recognize this. I've been there. And this is the answer I give to them. They're like, oh. So honestly, at this point, the goal is to be able to help our Bahamian young student athletes to realize, I'm not just giving you a fish, as that saying goes. I'm teaching you how to fish. I'm teaching you how to go and receive scholarships, to get an education. I'm teaching you how to become the next leader of the country, you know. Don't worry about failing.
And that is very, very impactful.
So, yes.
So finally, when your story is told years from now, what do you hope that your legacy will be, not only as an Olympian, but as a Bahamian?
I think the impact that I made on this country, especially with young people, you know, how do I encourage them to become something they never thought would have happened? Like, we have Bahamians thinking about breaking world records. We have Bahamian in fashion design now. I'm like, yeah, go on then. Like, you know, doing things you never thought once was possible. And so that's the whole goal. You know, dream big, but work even bigger.
Well, Debbie, thank you so much for the memories, for the medals, but even more, thank you for the pride. We appreciate that. So you gave Bahamians moments that we will never forget, moments when we stood a little taller, cheered a little louder, and were reminded that no dream is too big for children from these islands. So thank you again for sharing that with us today and throughout your career.
Absolutely, and we keep it going. Happy Independence, everybody.
Well, when we come back, we're stepping into independence fashion with a rising designer who is putting a fresh modern spin on Bahamian style. Stay with us.
When the craving hits, there's only one thing everybody agrees on. Hot, crispy, Wendy's chicken tenders. Made to satisfy every bite. Whether it's served as a slider or wrap, it's always perfectly seasoned, perfectly crunchy, and always cooked fresh. From lunch with friends to family moments worth sharing. For chicken tenders you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
The Exuma Sailing Club is very popular on the island amongst all the kids. Our main goal of the club is to offer sailing to the young boys and girls of Exuma, absolutely free of charge. We are one of the only clubs in the Bahamas that offers traditional sloop sailing. What we call the Bahamian traditional sloop is a wooden-built sailboat built in the Bahamas by Bahamian boat builders. They are only sailed here in the Bahamas. Sailing teaches you discipline, and it teaches you attention to detail, because if you don't pay attention to those things, the boat and the weather will punish you very, very quickly.
Every time I sail, I get like the same thrill over and over again. It never gets boring for me. Sailing is unlike anything else. I'm just in a whole other world out there.
I always like the water. I find it really pretty and relaxing. I feel like it's my happy place sometimes. I find it more of like a fun and relaxing kind of thing rather than something competitive.
My favorite part is meeting new people, learning a sport, or you can find new competition who helps you improve. I really love it.
I think it is a really, really good program for kids to get involved in at a very young age. The reason we compete is because the kids love sailing. They love the Bahamian way of sailing. Traditional sloop sailing is such a big part of this island and this culture.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. This is Tourism Today.
Tonight, we're stepping away from the traditional runway and into something fresh, bold, and unmistakably Bahamian. A young designer is reimagining independence fashion for a new generation, taking our national colors and transforming them into edgy, modern pieces that speak to identity, pride, and creativity. This is more than fashion. It's culture in motion. From the University of the Bahamas, we're checking out Colors of Home, a live lookbook experience by Mariposa by Antonia. And behind it all is the creative force bringing this vision to life, designer Rakitra Antonio Prosper. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
It's great to have you with us. So let's start right here. How would you describe Mariposa by Antonio in your own words, especially for someone seeing it for the first time?
Well, Mariposa by Antonia is a handmade Bahamian-inspired brand selling Bahamian accessories, mini dresses, and other avenues.
Okay, and this collection is called Colors of Home. What was the exact moment or feeling that sparked the idea?
One of the things I would love to do with Mariposa is to inspire the love of our culture and what we have. And we know our national colors, black, gold, and aquamarine. So I wanted to really pinpoint that, especially because my collection contains all of those colors.
And so you're working with independence colors, but in a very modern, edgy way. How did you decide how far to push the tradition while still honoring it?
Well, I love to scroll on Pinterest, and I love getting the opinions of other young people to see what they love and what they would like to wear. Our climate is one of the things I take into consideration while also keeping it a little elegant.
I understand that. So you've mentioned young women struggling to find locally made trendy fashions at home. What gap did you personally feel needed to be filled in Bahamian fashion?
Handmade Bahamian-inspired clothing. I feel that there isn't a lot of Bahamian-inspired clothing that's handmade that really caters to young people, so I really wanted to fill that gap, as well as even when the tourists come to visit, I want them to take home something that's really and truly handmade, not imported.
Now, we know you have some models here with you today, and obviously you're not going to just talk. We're going to see what the fashions are all about. So tell us about our first model and what she is wearing.
Okay, no problem. Our first model, I made this just when I was going on a trip to Fort Lauderdale, and I wanted something that stands out and that screams Bahamian. So I put the batik in the middle, and I love the blue aquamarine that's showing and sparkle in the glitter. I love that, so I wanted to include that as well.
So would you say this is a fun party dress, or where would you say she can wear this dress?
She can wear this at Independence coming up or the tattoo celebration coming up.
Okay, so yes, definitely edgy, trendy, and fun.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So a trip, and you said, hey, this is gonna work, this is gonna be the showstopper, I'm gonna make it.
And all the glitter and stuff, like, I love to be seen. So when she wears this, she will be seen.
Definitely. So that was our first model. So talk to us about our second model now in this two-piece number.
This two-piece, I wanted to be like the standout for my collection, Colors of Home. And it did really stand out because it performed well numbers on social media. So I love like circle skirts and flowy stuff, so I make sure I included the little piece hanging out because I feel like it all comes together to just create this big wow, you know?
All right. Yeah. And it's fun and flirty, and again...
and the jewels, it all just comes together to just...
And again, where can she wear this?
She can wear this again at Independence, tattoo. If she's having a party celebration with her family, she can wear that as well.
So this for young and old and young and hot, anybody?
Yeah, anybody can wear this. Mariposa doesn't discriminate.
And also in your pieces, you also included Mommy and Me, but before we get into that, we're gonna talk about this next number.
Yes, ma'am. This is for these hot summer days. I wanted something that it really does cater to the weather, but it's also Bahamian inspired. You can see we have our Bahamian prints. It's glittery, it has the jewels on it. She can wear this again at Independence celebration or the tattoo celebration coming up, or if any family gatherings that are coming up, she can wear these too.
It looks very festive, very fun, and very much in tune with the theme of the times of independence. And I know we talked about you also include mommy and me kind of matching concepts as well. What does that say about family and culture around this time? Why did you put that combination together?
I started off just sewing for young women, but I wanted to make sure that everyone feels included. And one of the things that my audience were telling me is that I need to, include mommy and me sets. So I decided to include that in a celebration because ain't nothing like wearing matching sets for you and your daughter.
All right, so you definitely brought this fashion show to life today. Why was that important for you to represent it in this way?
I feel that it's important because I feel that a lot of times we may think that because the industry is not big over here, then that means we shouldn't delve into it. But the fashion industry, especially with the Bahamian, it might not be small, but I wanted to delve into it because small now, but it's going to be big later. And I feel that that gives me an upper hand because I'm doing it,
So if someone leaves seeing this collection, what's the one message that you want them to carry about Bahamian creativity and identity?
I want them to not feel that they're just wearing a piece of clothing, but that they're wearing a piece of the Bahamas. And I want everyone to know that Mariposa by Antonia is a brand that really wants to inspire the love of our country, the love of our culture, especially to our Bahamian youth.
And definitely some beautiful pieces. I don't know if you want to shout out your models.
Thank you so much. Shout out to Loren in the aquamarine. I love you, girl. Esther in the two-piece set. Girl, I love you. And Deanie in the two-piece Bahamian set. Girl, I love you. Oh my gosh, I love y'all.
Awesome. Well, what we've seen here is more than a fashion collection. It's a statement of identity, innovation, and pride in Bahamian culture. So thank you so much, Rikitra, and your models for doing your thing.
Thank you so much for having me, and happy Independence, Bahamas.
Thank you. So from championship performances and celebrity weddings to heartbreaking news, it's been another busy week, and the Bahama Beauty is standing by with everything that's making headlines in this week's edition of What's the Buzz? That's after the break.
Come celebrate at the Family Fun Day, July 10th at Clifford Park. It's a great afternoon of food, fun, culture, entertainment, national pride. Gates open at 4 p.m., concert time 6 p.m. 5th Independence Family Fun Day at Clifford Park. Bring the whole family. Admissions free. Happy Independence, Bahamas.
I'm proud to be a Bahamian. Oh, I'm proud to be a Bahamian.
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom.
Come on. Mama come see the pros, see how they fly. When my mama come see the pros, see how they fly. Fly, fly, fly away, see how they fly. Fly right down and catch it back, see how they fly. When my mama come see the pros, see how they fly. When my mama come see the pros, see how they fly.
Bahamas, come celebrate at the Family Fun Day, July 10th at Clifford Park. It's a great afternoon of food, fun, culture, entertainment, national pride. Gates open at 4 p.m., concert time 6 p.m. 5th Independence Family Fun Day at Clifford Park. Bring the whole family. Admissions free. Happy Independence, Bahamas.
I'm proud to be a Bahamian. Oh, I'm proud to be a Bahamian.
From Team Bahamas dominating on the basketball court to wedding bells for Taylor and Travis, if it's trending, buzzing, or breaking the internet, the Bahama Beauties got it covered.
I'm the Bahama Beauty, and here's what's the buzz for this week. Team Bahamas put on a clinic over the weekend. The boys in Aquamarine rolled to a dominant 123-74 victory in the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup Americas qualifiers, sending a loud message to the rest of the region that the Bahamas has arrived. Leading the charge, none other than VJ Edgecombe, the rising NBA star, finished with 26 points, 9 rebounds, and shot an impressive 6 for 11 from the field, leading all scorers in the matchup. Jamaica came looking for a basketball game, and Team Bahamas gave them a masterclass instead. From the hardwood to happily ever after. After years of dating, touchdowns, and sold-out arenas, and enough paparazzi to power the internet, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are finally husband and wife. A superstar couple tied the knot in an elegant ceremony in New York, surrounded by family, friends, and what looked like half of Hollywood. Guests reportedly included music superstars, NFL players, actors, and longtime friends, making it one of the most star-studded weddings we've seen in years. Social media immediately crowned it the wedding of the decade, with fans obsessing over everything from Taylor's dress to the guest list and every tiny detail in between.
Boston, they packed me up, my boy. God.
If you thought the NBA offseason was slowing down, think again. The basketball world was in a frenzy after 2024 Finals MVP Jaylen Brown was traded to the Philadelphia 76ers. Yes, you heard that correctly. Jaylen Brown is headed to Philly, joining Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, and Joel Embiid, the same squad which eliminated them in this year's playoffs after achieving the incredible feat of climbing back down 3-1. Fans flooded social media with reactions ranging from complete disbelief to absolute excitement. Celtics fans are calling it an end of an era, others reeling from the betrayal. Meanwhile, Sixers fans are already planning the championship parade.
Thanks to our Bahama Beauty. What matters more than good grades? Good values. In today's teaching diary, Melinda Whitney explains why character starts at home.
Are the value systems in your home, because they determine how your home is managed. Is it built on respect or reaction, communication or silence, consistency or confusion? Children follow what is modeled, not just what is said. If you show honesty, they learn truth. If you show love, they give it. If you show consistency, they gain responsibility. But if there is shouting, fear, or neglect, that becomes their normal. Your values aren't what you say you know. They're what you live every day.
I want to show you what paradise on earth really looks like. Imagine this. It's a hot summer day. You've been tanning all day. You just want a place to cool down.
This 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom villa sleeps up to 6 people with a fully equipped kitchen and living room. And if you're looking for relaxation,
look no further. Now the food, the pool, and the drinks are nice, but summer's coming up. Summer's coming up, and you need to get that body in check. Here at the Paradise Island Beach Club, they have a fully equipped 24-hour gym, ensuring that summer body is in check.
We went down to the beach for a little bit. Very relaxing. Definitely gonna come back.
Always have a good time at the pool bar, always have a good time at the pool, and then, you know, to be able to walk down less than a minute walk to the beach is unbelievable.
Just like these drinks, life really is sweet at Paradise Island Beach Club.
Cheers to that.
On On Tuesday's show, we're getting into something delicious. We'll be breaking down the perfect guava duff with a chef who always brings his Bahamian pride to the plate. And that's a wrap for What's Trending. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS, and we'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Until then, stay connected.
At the 66 Steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, as a look at stories making news tonight. New ambulances earmarked for Grand Bahama. Also, a Bahamian-led investment team announces plans for the GIN project. And a boat explosion leaves one man dead in Abaco.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, millions of dollars have been earmarked for new medical equipment, including ambulances for Grand Bahama and New Providence. The investment comes as concerns continue over the number of ambulances no longer operational on Grand Bahama. Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville says the money is in the budget and the government is now moving to strengthen emergency medical services. We have the details in tonight's top story.
So there's a line item speaks specifically about ambulances in this year's budget, in the capital budget. So if you want to know what the government is doing, you got to follow the money.
And in this case, following the money leads directly to the Ministry of Health's Capital Works budget, where some $5.5 million has been allocated for medical equipment, including ambulances for both the New Providence and Abaco.
In our assessment, with the total ambulance fleet between New Providence and Grand Bahama, we're looking to procure some 15 to 20 ambulances. Some of the ambulances that I have in Freeport was designed for my EMT program and other family islands, but we're in the process of procuring ambulances now. We have the budgetary allocation. It started in our last term in office, and it will continue in this term.
The number of ambulances no longer operational has been a long-standing concern on Grand Bahama. Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville says constant use takes a toll on the fleet, causing ambulances to reach the end of their service life fairly quickly.
Ambulances are operating pretty much on a 24-hour period with a 1 or 2 day break for preventative maintenance. And so they reach their end life very quickly. If you got a piece of equipment or a vehicle that's running all the time, you can't expect it to last fully. And then, of course, the wear and tear. And so they constantly need to be upgraded, the fleet, and to be replaced.
Meantime, plans are also underway to expand emergency medical services to family islands, including Abaco and Exuma. Darville says training for emergency medical technicians is already ongoing.
That's a different program that is supported by EMT. So we're still doing training for EMT specialists or EMT technicians by way of the PHA Academy. There was some challenges when we brought in the manual transmission. A lot of that has been sorted out where all of the drivers must be trained. They go through a special training course. It has nothing to do with EMT. It's just basically understanding the equipment.
After 2 decades of uncertainty, an investor is now ready to take on Old Bahama Bay's GIN project and says work can be expected to begin in a matter of days. Our Matthew Martinborough has the details in this report.
90 days. That is the timeline. CEO of Coakley International, Shane Coakley, says work can be expected to begin on the long-dormant 20-year-old GIN project in West End following the approval of government permits. The near 2,000-acre sized site, worth an estimated $3.7 billion, once envisioned a high-profile resort community that promised to transform West End, but development stalled due to the global financial crisis in 2008.
We got government approval 3 weeks ago. We're excited about that. That is a long process to get to that far, and right now we're just waiting to close. So we're on schedule to close on the property.
Speaking with Coakley, he says he has received high interest from local contractors to be a part of the endeavor, and he assures Bahamians will receive first preference.
Expect 3,000 jobs, expect hotels, expect private residents as high as 30 million. Expect the largest super yacht marina in all of the Bahamas. Expect a casino. You expect that we're going to have a nice FBO. We're redoing the airport. Our master plan is next level.
According to Coakley, the project, which will feature multi-million-dollar private residence spaces, a super yacht marina, a chain of hotels as key developments, is expected to produce over 3,000 jobs as well as exponential exposure for Grand Bahama.
You know, it's funny, I was in the West End and these Bahamian contractors approached me. They said, "You're Bahamian. We better get the jobs first." I said, "Yes, sir. You will get the jobs first." So we're going with Bahamian contractors first. If I can't find it here in the Bahamas, then I will go elsewhere to get it, but Bahamians first.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Certainly good news there. Well, the Bahamas is celebrating 50 years of membership with the International Labor Organization, a milestone labor officials say has helped shape the nation's labor laws, workers' rights, and standards for decent work. Executive Director in the Ministry of Labor, Quintin LaRota, says the decision to join the organization 5 decades ago has delivered lasting benefits, adding that the vision of the country's founding fathers aligned closely with the ILO's mission of promoting fair and progressive labor practices. More details in this report.
When a country signs onto these conventions and recommendations, they agree with the ILO that within a year or two, those conventions will become law.
It's through conventions adopted under the International Labor Organization that the Bahamas has continued to modernize its labor laws and strengthen protections for workers. As the country marks 50 years of membership, Executive Director in the Ministry of Labor, Quintin LaRota, highlighting some of the key rights and benefits now enjoyed by Bahamian workers as a result of that long-standing partnership.
I think freedom of association, freedom of assembly, those are fundamental human rights. And so those conventions related to that area would be, and then my background is labor, so the ability to collect a bargain, conventions related to that, I think those would be extremely important. The OSH conventions to do with safety at work, those are absolutely important conventions.
LaRota says the Bahamas has also recently ratified several international conventions aimed at strengthening occupational safety and health, further reinforcing the country's commitment to safe and modern workplaces.
And then, of course, the conventions for maternity protection and enhancement. I think that is going to show big changes in the country. We should expect an extension of the time for maternity leave. We also, even though it's maternity leave, that sparked the conversation about paternity leave. And I am aware that the laws are going to be amended to include that right for men as well. We also, the employers are going to be asked to make provisions in the job site for breastfeeding mothers.
LaRota says these international conventions continue to guide the Bahamas towards stronger labor standards and greater protections for workers. He encourages Bahamians to value the rights they enjoy, noting that many workers around the world do not benefit from the same level of labor protections.
You know, sometimes I come back from an ILO where I hear people have been murdered for trying to form a union. You know, or unions have no collective bargaining rights in certain countries. And then in our country, we have 50 industrial agreements signed in a given period. We have unions on the register as much as you can shake a stick at. We have new unions forming all the time. You have freedom to be heard and freedom to go to the press, and you can organize and you can march and you can do all of these things. And we take it for granted. And you sit down in a room with 187, 189 countries, and you hear how people are fighting. We're living the dream of many countries.
Sad news coming out of the northern Bahamas, where a boating incident near Spanish Key has left 1 man dead and 6 others rescued following a vessel explosion early Saturday morning. The Ministry of Transport and the Port Department say they extend condolences to the family of the deceased and are urging the public to avoid speculation as investigations into the cause of the incident continue. Raven Davis gives us the details.
Authorities are investigating a fatal boating incident near Spanish Key, Abaco, after an onboard explosion left 1 man dead and 6 others rescued on Saturday morning, July 4th, 2026. Police say officers at the Cooperstown Police Station were alerted shortly before 8 a.m. that a vessel had exploded at sea and occupants required urgent assistance. Preliminary reports indicate that 7 men, including the captain, were aboard a 23-foot angler vessel en route to Spanish Key for a construction-related work assignment when the incident occurred shortly after 6 a.m. Investigators say the vessel experienced mechanical issues during the voyage, including suspected problems with the bilge pump after water was discovered entering the boat. While attempting to address the issue, 1 occupant allegedly interacted with wiring connected to the engine's battery, which resulted in an explosion on board. Following the blast, all 7 men entered the water and remained together in an attempt to stay afloat. However, one of the men later reported he was unable to hold on and submerged beneath the surface. 6 of the occupants were later rescued by nearby private citizens who responded to the emergency and brought them safely ashore. The missing man was subsequently recovered by family members and transported to the government dock in Mount Hope. He was pronounced dead by a physician at the Marsh Harbor Health Center. The Ministry of Transport and the Port Department have extended condolences to the family of the deceased and praised members of the public whose quick action helped to save 6 lives. Officials say marine travel remains essential across the Bahamas, but are urging boaters to remain vigilant about safety. Now, the investigation remains active, and authorities are asking the public to allow the process to run its course as they work to establish the facts surrounding the incident. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
More sad news from Abaco tonight. Police in Abaco are investigating the alleged drowning of a 63-year-old American man that occurred at a business establishment on Sunday, July 5th, 2026. Preliminary reports revealed that it was around 7 p.m. Police were notified that an unresponsive male had been found in a swimming pool and that assistance was required. Officers accompanied by emergency medical services personnel responded to the scene. Once there, they observed 2 men performing CPR on a Caucasian adult male who was lying on his back on the pool deck, clothed in black pair of swim trunks. EMS personnel assessed the victim and determined that he showed no signs of life. He was later examined by a doctor and pronounced deceased shortly after 9 p.m. Preliminary investigations also revealing that the deceased was reportedly swimming in the pool when he became motionless. His fiancée attempted to get his attention by calling out to him but received no response. She then entered the pool and with the assistance of others removed him from the water. An autopsy will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death. This matter remains under active police investigations. Well, some good news. It was just Friday when police issued a missing persons bulletin for 67-year-old Gary Delancey of number 15 Hawaii Avenue. Tonight, we can report that he has been found. The Grand Bahama man was last seen on June 17th, but was reported missing Monday, June 29th, 2026. Once again, 67-year-old Gary Delancey has been found.
And still to come.
The Ministry for Grand Bahama's Welcoming Home Song competition is now in the history books, and we have a winner. Stay tuned for the details plus sports highlights when we return.
You have enough things to worry about. living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison. Hey, I'm a big deal. I'm a 19-foot Panga boat fishing package, complete with engine, trailer, and accessories. So pull up, hook up, and drop me in the ocean and let's work. Just in time for lobster season.
CompuSec Printing is making room for summer with a massive store-wide sale. Get 30% off in stock items only now through July 31st. Save on shirts, hats, souvenirs, flags, indoor flagpoles, and more. Visit CompuSec Printing, West Atlantic Drive, Freeport. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to 2. Bring the whole family to the Parish Fair at the Parish of the Saints Michael and Nicholas, Friday, July 10th from 12 noon to 10 p.m. at the church grounds in High Rock. Great food, games, live entertainment, prizes, and family fun. Admission just $3. Calling all GBCHS and MSSCA Crusaders. Get ready for the 60th Jubilee Reunion, July 10th through the 12th. Reconnect, celebrate, and relive the legacy. Crusaders never say die. Excellence, honor, and truth. Faith, brotherhood, and pride.
It's Independence time again, and Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating big savings with their 20% off store-wide sale. With new styles arriving, they have just what you need for your kitchen, living room, and patio. And the first 10 customers get an additional $50 off their tile purchase. Come on in July 8th and July 9th and enjoy big Independence Day savings. Call them at 352-7920.
Fresh oil, fresh fire. Join the School of Prophetic Ministry Hawksville for 2 Holy Ghost-filled nights of crusade, July 13th and 14th, 2026 at 730 Nightly. Guest speaker will be Bishop Steve Daniels of Shallow Missionary Baptist Church, Minnesota. Fresh oil, fresh fire crusade, July 13th and 14th at the School of Prophetic Ministry. See you there.
Swag Shop Clothing Shop, located Queens Highway next to Freeport Carpet, offers a variety of clothing and shoes for men, women, and children. Visit the store today for an awesome experience.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody does it better.
Number 1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Grand Bahama was alive with music, pride, and culture Saturday night as the annual Welcoming Home Grand Bahama event brought the island together to celebrate heritage and crown its newest musical stars.
Welcoming home!
From the opening beat to the final announcement, the night was a full display of Grand Bahama's identity. Art, dance, and Bahamian craftsmanship filled the venue as locals and visitors came home to celebrate.
Tonight, we are showcasing the pure magic of Grand Bahama culture. From the legendary sounds of Wilfred Solomon to the unmatched energy of our headliner, Abby. Our true identity is on full display. By anchoring our rich heritage in the present, we unlock a future of robust economic growth and self-determination of our people.
The highlight of the evening was the song competition, My Island, My Home, capturing the culture, storytelling, spirit, and pride that makes Grand Bahama more than an island, but home. That was the prompts given to local artists for the competition. Capturing the theme and first place prize was Eden Monroe, winning $5,000 and the hearts of the audience with her performance. Georgina Martin finished second, winning $3,000. Third place and $2,000 went to Larry Bodie Jr., also known as Recon Bahamas. And rounding out the top four, Tony Lowe took home $1,000 for fourth place. Organizers say welcoming home Grand Bahama is about more than entertainment. It's about reconnecting the diaspora, investing in local creatives, and reminding Grand Bahamians that our culture is our greatest economic asset. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Charlia Jones.
Well, Bahamian colors took full display at New Life Worship Center as songs of praise and worship filled the room. The service brought together community leaders, families, and visitors who are home for celebrations. The program, curated with purpose, included a prayer for the nation, a special prayer for the youth, scripture readings, and powerful moments of praise and worship. Attendees lifted their voices in thanksgiving for Grand Bahama's resilience and for God's covering over the Bahamas as we celebrate 53 years of independence. The Minister for Grand Bahama, Honorable Ginger Moxie, was present at the ceremony, noting teamwork and prayer are cornerstones of the success of the island and the nation at large.
But again, we all have to work together. We all have to collaborate, and we all have to pray for the best for Grand Bahama Island. And I think that's what the central theme of the message was. It was about wishing the best for, praying the best for Grand Bahama Island. And based on what is already happening, what's in the works, you know, Grand Bahama has a very, very bright future.
Guest speaker Dr. Glenn Russell of the New Destiny Kingdom Center brought a message of hope, responsibility, and independence.
I believe the Bahamas is in a building stage now. We are rebuilding, rebranding, especially for Grand Bahama. We're coming back. We have a resilient spirit, and we're seeing things come back in order. So I think now more than ever, building the wall or building legacy is very important for us, because if we're going to do this and see this come to a complete success, we have to include our God, and we have to make sure that people understand that they have a responsibility to build their wall in their home as we build the nation.
Ashley McQueen, you are our Facebook friend of the night. Thank you so much for your support, and we hope that you are enjoying your day. And that is a look at stories making news. Be sure to stay tuned. Shane Stubbs is up next with your check on sports.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
It's Independence time again, and Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating big savings with their 20% off store-wide sale. With new styles arriving, they have just what you need for your kitchen, living room, and patio. And the first 10 customers get an additional $50 off their tile purchase. Come on in July 8th and July 9th and enjoy big Independence Day savings. Call them at 352-7920.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody does it better.
Cabinets play a major role in both the function and appearance of your home. To keep them looking their best, wipe spills as soon as they happen and clean surfaces regularly using a soft cloth and mild soap. Avoid hanging excessive weight on cabinet doors and periodically check hinges and hardware to make sure everything stays secure. With proper care, quality cabinetry can continue looking beautiful and performing well for many years to come. Quality products deserve quality care. Cornet Bahamas.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, at Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here. It's your
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Welcome to the ZNS Total Sportscape, everyone. I'm Shane Stubbs. B&B Galaxy are your under-15 champions of the Island Life Basketball Tournament after quieting the Sunland Stingers 30-18. Here's coaches Trevon Demerit and Shan Gardner on the win.
I had a few mishaps, but I make sure to talk to them, keep talking to them. You know, they're still young, so they still need time to develop, you know, get their game better. But as of right now, they just have to play together as a family.
This was a very great tournament. I feel like something that they should continue. It helps with the younger men in the community, and it helps them to grow. They like little things like this, and so I feel like it's good for them. It's good morale for them.
Skylar Gardner led the way with 10 points, but Nigel Curtis added 8 in the win and was named the MVP. The under-18 boys title game was a slugfest, but the South Florida Bucks would take the title home, galloping past the Bahamas national team 62-52. Elijah Felix had the hot hand and was named the MVP. And taking third place for the under-18 division was the Agape Eagles, who defeated the Sunland Stingers 38-17. And in baseball, the 2026 Frontier League All-Stars were released, and Grand Bahamas Chavez Young is among the many standouts for the season in the Atlantic Conference. The Quebec Capitals outfielder has been considered a revelation for the Capitals, batting .352 for the year, while ranking second in stolen bases in the conference with 27. The All-Star game takes place on July 15th. And finally, Team Bahamas will be back on the court this evening against Puerto Rico at 7, following their dominant 123-74 win on Jamaica Friday evening in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. VJ Edgecombe led the way with 26 points and 9 boards. Franco Miller added 18 points at 5 times, while Shavana Buddy Hield poured in 15 points to go with 6 boards and 5 dimes. A win by 6 or more points tonight would secure the team's advancement to the second round of qualifiers. And that's my time, everyone, but your local forecast is next. I'm Shane Stubbs. Keep going and keep growing.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Fresh oil, fresh fire. Join the School of Prophetic Ministry Hawksville for 2 Holy Ghost-filled nights of crusade, July 13th and 14th, 2026 at 7:30 nightly. Guest speaker will be Bishop Steve Daniels of Shallow Missionary Baptist Church, Minnesota. Fresh oil, fresh fire crusade, July 13th and 14th at the School of Prophetic Ministry. See you there.
It's Independence time again, and Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating big savings with their 20% off store-wide sale. With new styles arriving, they have just what you need for your kitchen, living room, and patio. And the first 10 customers get an additional $50 off their tile purchase. Come on in July 8th and July 9th and enjoy big Independence Day savings. Call them at 352-7920.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for joining us. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
What you see on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, and programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcasted by this television station. The code is available on IRCA's website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
At Bahama Boulevard, I'm Sean Innes. This is ZNS.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the young man behind the wheel of that fatal Shirley Street car crash faces a magistrate. We have the details of his fate as grieving relatives prepare to say goodbye to loved ones. Plus, frustrated BPL consumers sound off over Sunday's hours-long power outage and what BPL officials have to say about it. And more than a year after notice was given, D-Day arrives for residents of a New Providence shantytown. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. A tragic case that has shaken the nation took a key step forward today as the young man accused in a deadly traffic crash faced a magistrate. Leah Cooper was there as emotions ran high inside the courtroom, while miles away, a community prepares to lay 2 of the victims to rest. Here's that report.
19-year-old Marcus Thacker Jr. made his first court appearance before Chief Magistrate Ancella Evans, where he faced 5 counts of vehicular manslaughter. Prosecutors allege that on Sunday, June 28th, Thacker was driving vehicle number SN 7600 west along Shirley Street in a manner dangerous to the public, causing the deaths of Shantia Webb, Diamond Stubbs, Betrika Brown, Evelina Johnson, and Keno Gordon. Thacker, who was represented by a attorneys Christina Galanos and Christina Saunders, was not required to enter a plea, as the matter is an indictable offense that will be heard before a judge and jury in the Supreme Court. Inside the courtroom, a somber atmosphere as Magistrate Evans read each charge individually, calling the name of every victim one by one. Thacker's family sat quietly, holding back tears, while the 19-year-old stood silently with his head held high as each count was read. The case was adjourned to October 22nd for the service of a voluntary bill of indictment. Defense attorneys applied for bail, a request the prosecution did not oppose, provided strict conditions were put in place to ensure the accused's safety. The court was also informed that Thacker is awaiting a medical review before surgery can be scheduled for his injured wrist. Magistrate Evans granted the bail in the amount of $30,000 with 1, 2, or 3 suretors. Under the conditions of his release, Thacker must surrender his passport, wear an electronic monitoring device, and observe a daily curfew from 10 p.m. until 6 a.m. Following the hearing, Thacker was allowed a brief moment with his family. He shared an emotional embrace with his mother, who was seen crying as court officials looked on. Meanwhile, as the legal process moves forward in New Providence, the grieving continues on Cat Island. In the Smiths Bay community, a double burial plot for Diamond Stubbs and Shantia Webb is now being prepared ahead of their final farewell. On Monday, Cat Island photographer Yontele Kirkendall streamed live on Facebook, capturing family members, friends, and community volunteers as they came together to ready the burial sites, a powerful display of love, unity, and support during this time of immense loss.
Ocean view, and this will be the resting place. It's going to be a double plot. So we're building a mausoleum, right? It's going to be a labor of love.
As memorial is planned for July 16th here in New Providence. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Well, thanks, Leah. Sadly, the Cat Island community and the Oldbite High School are mourning the loss of a third graduate. 19-year-old Keno Gordon, who had been fighting for his life since last week's tragic car crash that claimed 4 other young lives, succumbed to his injuries. He's been remembered for his quiet strength, resilience, and promising future. School principal Dr. Benique Brown-Pratt says the school and the wider community continue to grapple with the heartbreak of losing another young life.
This is devastating news, and we have not seen anything like this before in our entire life, so it's almost like you don't know how to process it, but persons are getting by. Keno Gordon, the same personality, quiet. He was excellent in sports, especially basketball. He was very, very striving. When he first graduated from Oldbite High School 2 years ago, he went straight to the workforce. But he was saving up his money because he wanted to go to college and pursue his career there. My hope, it went down when I heard the things that went wrong with him, but I still started to pray. And when I heard that he actually passed, I was like, in your hands, God. God knows best.
Well, also making news tonight, thousands of residents here in New Providence left to battle a brutal summer day without air conditioners or fans after a near island-wide power outage on Sunday. It lasted for many hours and caused a great deal of frustration. Tonight, we hear reaction from customers and BPL's response and explanation. Corval Pyfrom is here with that story. Corval?
And Makushla, for many BPL customers, what made an already painfully hot Sunday even more stinging was the hours-long power outage that seemed to be felt island-wide. Even today, the issue remained the talk of the town.
It's unacceptable, I ain't gonna lie. And my thing is, power been, what it is, surging. Power keeps surging, like 3 or 4 times. All my electronics, my cable box out now. I mean, I gotta go carry that to Cape Bahamas. It looked like my PS5 is on the fritz, thank God, because they keep corrupting my system data, you know what I mean?
Yesterday was very bad, because I ain't going back home until dark. I had to go on the beach and chill and catch me some cool breeze. Air conditioning weekend, that weekend, fan can, that could cut on. I hope they do it better and get it right.
Still, other customers found a silver lining around it all.
It wasn't too bad for me, just throughout the day, earlier throughout the day. Preparing for work was a little difficult, but other than that, you know, I had power to work.
The outages impacted most of New Providence and started around 10 Sunday morning, lasting well into the evening. Some customers by this evening are still in the dark, the blackout leaving residents to come up with ways to beat the heat. Late Monday afternoon, BPL releasing this video message with its CEO, Tony Pratt, apologizing to customers for the inconvenience and providing this explanation for those outages.
Shortly after 10 a.m. yesterday morning, there was an explosion that occurred in the 33 kV switchgear cab at the Blue Hills Power Station. What this does is, this is the export point of energy from Blue Hills to the surrounding communities. When the explosion occurred, it caused damage to the bus bar, which is where the energy is stored before it's exported. We were not able to send any power from the Blue Hills Power Station at that time until that portion of the bus bar could be isolated, the switchgear isolated, and of course, we expect our teams to work as quickly as they can to restore supply.
Crews are still working, but still some customers are demanding more, including lower cost on their electricity bills.
I think it's very unfair, it's frustrating. It's just, I mean, I don't know what else to say. We need answers. And I know my power bill is up to date. So basically, I just feel that it's just unfair.
And BPL is providing this number tonight for customers that still may be waiting to have their services restored. That number, 225-5275. Again, 225-5275. Let's go back in studio to you, Makushla.
Well, thanks, Corville. A busy agenda for regional heads of government attending the 51st regular CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in St. Lucia this week. And that includes welcoming Martinique and French Guiana as associate members. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis among those welcomed to that island during the conference's opening ceremony yesterday afternoon. It was during that 3-hour event that CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Burnett addressed critical issues impacting the regional bloc, like agriculture, climate change, and international relations.
We draw strength and inspiration from the achievements of those who came before us. I am convinced that the strength and determination of CARICOM, working towards regional goals in support of national interests, will continue to deliver more together. This sense of purpose is what our people expect, require, and deserve if they are to see a positive difference in their lives from the work that we do here.
Coming up, bulldozers hit another unregulated community right here in the capital. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this month, sis.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Flows to us from the pine barrens to the ocean, in the sun and in the dust. We are building for tomorrow, and the future flows to us. Yeah, yeah. Yes, the future flows to us.
The Water and Sewage Corporation, celebrating 50 years of nation building.
When my mama come see the crow. See how they fly. When my mama come see the crow. See how they fly.
Oh, isn't that nice? Wait, you missed it? You haven't been on the website. Here's how TDC can help you. Whether you're turning your home into a vacation rental, pitching a business idea, or growing what you've already started, the TDC is here to help. Visit tdcbahamas.com for every conversation, event, grant, and opportunity happening near you. Tourism is all of our business, and the TDC is here to support yours.
And you're looking at a shot there of downtown Nassau with Nassau Harbor in the background. Welcome back. True to its word, the government today pushed ahead with the demolition of another unregulated community here in New Providence, the site of approximately 60 structures. Lloyd Allen has all the details in this next report.
Months ago, the government issued notices to a number of residents in the Montgomery shantytown just off Carmichael Road. And today, the government following through with its commitment to demolish many of those structures, leaving persons like this now to fend for themselves without homes. The sound of wood splintering and metal being torn apart filled the air Monday as demolition crews moved into an unregulated community to remove dozens of illegal structures. For many residents, D-Day had arrived after receiving official notices to vacate and remove their homes earlier this year. Those who failed to comply now face enforcement action. Stephen Carey, chairman of the Unregulated Communities Action Task Force, says the operation marks a major step in the government's efforts to address illegal settlements.
February of last year, notices were given to this community. Several visits were made trying to get persons to evacuate. And finally yesterday was their last notice. Today we're here doing our demolition. In this community we have 8 payments. Those payments, they will offer assistance from social service. Everybody else in this area is on work permit or permanent residence. So they have to seek shelter elsewhere.
64 of the 67 structures were taken down, with authorities now investigating land title documents of the remaining 3. Residents also say now that the act is done, they have nowhere to turn.
All my life I was living here, you understand? Them just doing all of this and throwing the people out, that's not right. That's inhumane, and this is not it. We're still people at the end of the day. We might have a different nationality, but we're still people.
Others say they had already begun the process of regularizing their immigration status, but with their homes now demolished, they feel they have been forced back at square one.
I pay all income bills. I have almost $4,000. Pay, national insurance pay. Okay, now, you can work in village. I don't find no house. I don't find no place to go.
Members of the Unregulated Community Action Task Force warned residents that any items left behind would be considered abandoned and disposed of as trash. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Also making news tonight, a Defense Force officer has some serious explaining to do after landing on the opposite side of the law. Based on preliminary investigations, officers executed a search warrant on a home on Trinidad Avenue just before 10 Sunday morning. Once there, a 38-year-old man wanted in connection with a grievous harm probe was shown the warrant, arrested, and cautioned. However, during the search, another man who claimed to be the homeowner and a serving RBDF officer directed officers to a room where he claimed ownership of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition found in a closet. Now, officers also found a black and green camouflage bag containing 12 sealed packages of suspected marijuana weighing in at 3.2 pounds and with an estimated street value of just over $3,000. In the end, the 37-year-old Marine was one of 3 men arrested, along with a 43-year-old woman. Meantime, drug-infused edibles, not just a health concern. Authorities say they're fueling violent outbursts and dangerous confrontations between the suspects and law enforcement officers. LaDon Davis is on the story.
Drug Enforcement Unit Officer and Concerned Father Sergeant Kiers McKenzie Sr. says encounters with suspects who have consumed psilocybin mushrooms have become increasingly dangerous, with some displaying extreme aggression that has put the lives of law enforcement officers at serious risk.
This is something that is extremely potent. It has the psychoactive properties,
that really can adversely affect how the body responds to it. And we have seen persons who respond with violence, like severe violence.
The DU officer says what's even worse is the high volume of suspected marijuana-infused edibles consumed by juveniles.
The juveniles that we have seen coming before us, you could speak with some of them and you can tell that some of them are really checked out and they really need help. Because while we could look at it and we could say it's a crime that they're committing, I can't say enough that when you come into contact with these persons, our job is to interdict and try to place these people before the court. But at the same time, most of the persons, when they are under the influence, they're not in their right mind, they're not in the right state of mind.
Drug Enforcement Unit Inspector Buford King Jr. says this new drug, along with the various suspected marijuana-flavored vapes pulled from the market, are extremely dangerous when consumed in excessive amounts.
What we're seeing is mostly come from like half a gram up to like 2 grams per vape. When persons ask how strong it is, remember now, drugs affect everybody differently. So what I may be able to take, or you may be able to take, or he may be able to take, she probably can't take.
Drug officials confirmed uncovering 24 suspected cases of marijuana-infused edibles between January to May of this year. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
On a lighter note, the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services is embarking on an initiative it hopes further demonstrates its commitment to rehabilitation and ensuring its inmates are ready to walk back into society. This week, 11 of its residents completed a program meant to give them a chance, a new direction, and stronger future. Grover Byfram tells us more.
When I first envisioned this program, I was guided by a simple belief.
Except there's nothing simple about it. At 38,000 feet in the air, this vision came to Patrice Ellis. She accepted it, decided to do something about it, and eventually it landed exactly where it was meant to. The inaugural graduate program ceremony at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services for soon-to-be-released residents, an investment in their walkout to eventual freedom.
For 4.5 years in my previous ministry, I reminded the Bahamian public that 98% of everyone behind prison bars will be released back to society.
To the wider community, a lesson that second chances matter, and also that stopping crime doesn't end at arrest, prosecution, or even punishment.
People can change when they are given the opportunity, the tools, and the support to do so.
Through this collaboration, Ellis and her program Pathway to Peace Institute have forged with the Bahamas Department of Corrections residents, as they're called, and not inmates, for an 8-week program providing them with tools to help better reintegrate them back into society.
Take time to stop, pause, and think before talking, acting, and/or responding.
I just hope and pray that the residents who has taken part in this program, retain what you have learned, right? Go forward into the vineyard and preach what you have learned.
This is a reminder that the fight against crime involves all of us.
One truth remained constant, that meaningful change is possible when people are encouraged to reflect, learn, grow, and choose differently.
All my life you have been so good.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pfeiffer.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Your countertops are one of the hardest working surfaces in your home. And with a little care, they can stay looking beautiful for years. A simple daily wipe down using a soft cloth and mild soap is usually all you need. Avoid harsh chemicals and abrasive scrubbers, as they can dull or damage the finish over time. It's also a good idea to use cotton boards and trivets whenever possible to help protect the surface from scratches and excessive heat. Quality products deserve quality care. Conrad, Bahamas.
Come, let's celebrate the Bahamas independence. Stop by Janae's Uniform Set and get 30% off selected Independence Polo items. Get an additional 10% volume discount for 30 or more pieces. Net items excluded. The net items, Janae's unique limited edition Independence tees. Don't forget the black, gold, and aquamarine ribbons in various sizes to decorate the home or office. Visit Janae's Chesapeake Road or text the Janae's digital team at 817-3295 or email sales@janae's.com or www.janae's.com. Happy Independence, Bahamas from Janae's.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Well, we're certainly going to lighten the load a bit, and for that, we're going to, like always, lean on Roy Cinemalena to help us out. What's coming up in Access Now?
I immediately start thinking of the song Lean on Me When You're Not Strong. So lean away on this Monday. We're going to be talking about braids tonight, an extremely popular hairstyle, but the question is, are they good for you?
Yes, we'll be finding out more about that. And speaking about what's good for you, you also have to take care of your mental health. So we'll be talking a little bit to a well-being expert about some of the coping mechanisms you can use to help kind of manage all of the things that are going on this summer on top of the heat. Because when you're stressed and you're hot, it's kind of a recipe for disaster. So
every time I think about the heat, I got to like fan myself a little bit.
They'll be teaching us a little bit about how we can manage that a little bit better, get through the day.
Well, some stories our viewers would be most interested in. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight. The National Report continues after this.
Hurricane season is here, and everything your house needs is at We Buy You Sell. Impact windows and doors built with strong frames and reinforced glass to hold if a storm hits. 10 and 16mm galvanized steel are now available. Roofing materials with architectural and asphalt shingles, roof flashing, nails, and so much more, all right here. Solar lights are 50% off while supplies last, and solar power systems are available for pre-order. Stay safe this storm season by visiting us on Robinson Road or WhatsApp 636-8412.
When the craving hits, there's only one thing everybody agrees on. Hot, crispy, Wendy's chicken tenders. Made to satisfy every bite. Whether it's served as a slider or wrap, it's always perfectly seasoned, perfectly crunchy, and always cooked fresh. From lunch with friends to family moments worth sharing. For chicken tenders you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Steak sandwich. I really like the honey mustard sauce. And then like the crispy bacon on it as well.
Oh, it's pepper jack cheese. I love the spice. I love the crunch.
I love the original sandwich, but just that simple addition of bacon was like over the top.
The chicken is really good.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I rate this a 10 out of 10. I'd eat this again.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Tasha, what you saying? Girl, right here, rushing to cash, J.S. Johnson. I gotta renew my insurance. Oh, I with J.S.J. too, but I don't wait in line. I just pay online. Stop it. How you do that?
Just email info@jsjohnson.com and say, sign me up for an online service center. They'll reach out and hook you up. You ain't never have to stand in line again.
Amen to that.
Save time. Pay online. Sign up for J.S. Johnson's online service center today.
Insurance, peace of mind.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
It truly is a beautiful day here at Tino Beach. We are celebrating the 3rd annual Ministry of Tourism's Food Truck Festival, and as you can see, there's so many persons out here celebrating with us, and I'm just excited to see so many locals as well as visitors come to participate in the Food Truck Festival. We have Oriental food, we have sushi, we have the Mini Donut King, we have crab and rice, peas and rice, we have Creole foods, island hot dogs. In our first year, we've had approximately 12 vendors, and so we are excited to see the increase in this year's food truck vendors to 17. And we look forward to the 4th year with an even larger and bigger festival.
I just ordered some fried barracuda, so I'm hoping to taste that. So, I'm looking forward to the food here. The whole place here is pretty great. I love the Bahamas. It's my first time here, and everybody's super friendly. It's like I'm at home.
My experience so far has been really good. This is my first time coming, so it's nice seeing all the different foods that are available. Right now I'm eating Cajun cheese corn.
How is the corn?
It's really good. It has some good flavor and spice, and it's like a good buttery flavor too.
From the first time that we came out to this event, we knew this was going to be something special. It's been a fan favorite with the donuts. Donuts are a fun treat for everybody. Families, older, younger, everybody enjoys these sweet treats, so we're glad to be back to the community.
If we have food trucks that have not got a chance to come out yet, I would tell them that it is good. It is, fun, it's enjoyable, plus you're gonna make the money.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
Parade season, but local experts are sounding the alarm on how the popular style could be affecting your health.
Plus, ZNS and the Public Hospitals Authority partner for a blood drive. Those details straight ahead.
Also, the 2nd annual Pastoral Honors was this weekend. Stay close for that.
And your Monday Access Now Total Sports is straight ahead.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the start of a new week. I'm Royston Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Welcome indeed. We often talk about what makes the Bahamas so special, and of course, with independence celebrations coming up, that's so important. But today invites us to look beyond our shores and celebrate the wider Caribbean.
Today marks Caribbean Community Day, commemorating the signing of the Treaty of Chaguaramas in 1973, which established CARICOM. More than 5 decades later, it continues to bring our region together through cooperation, trade, and a shared vision for the future.
Absolutely. And whether it's our culture, our people, our music, or the way we look out for one another, there's something special about the bonds we share across the Caribbean. With that said, let's dive right into the news. Braids are a popular hairstyle for their low-maintenance nature, and its variety of styles suit work, play, vacation, and even life. But tonight we take a closer look at how the beloved style might be causing some long-term health issues. Anthea Ferguson reports.
They're a staple, a cultural expression, a rite of passage, if you will. Braids in all its forms, textures, colors, and styles are worn by millions around the world as a creative outlet, but mostly to protect one's natural hair from the elements. In fact, a U.S. study found lead in 29 brands of extensions, chemicals linked to cancer, birth defects, and reproductive issues.
The hair we're using now is more toxic. These chemicals that they use in synthetic hair and human hair and also hair products and relaxers, they're not just affecting women on their scalp or their follicles, but also their hormones as well. They're endocrine disruptors. Formaldehyde is a huge one as well. It's a carcinogen, so it's a cancer-causing agent, and they put it like everywhere. Furnitures, clothing.
From traction alopecia, hormonal imbalance, infertility, and cancer, Dr. Smith says in her practice, she's traced all of these back to toxins found in weaves, wigs, and braids, and the constant long-term wear.
That migraine, can be coming from the hair that you have in your head. So these braids that women are wearing, the skin is not just absorbing the toxins, but even inhaling it as well.
Braidology CEO Kendisha Anderson says the hairy truth is this: most of the braiding hair found locally is causing more and more Bahamian women to develop health issues.
I wouldn't recommend the ones that they have. I don't even purchase my braiding hair from here, to be honest, because like I said, I only bring in antibacterial braiding hair. And why they don't sell them in the stores where we are, I don't know.
And while we may never do away with the time-consuming, intricate style, we can do more to mitigate the risk.
Soak it in apple cider vinegar beforehand so that you can wash away the majority of the chemicals that's on the hair.
Also, don't keep it in too long. Like braids, we know you can have it in for months sometimes. That worsens the problem. So maybe just have it in for a shorter time. Yes, it took you 10 hours to have it done. Yes, it cost you $200, but you can still just maybe have it for a shorter time.
But braiders and stylists, beware also.
When I was a hairstylist, that was the time in my life when I was extremely sick. Even just your hands touching it, that's still skin, and your skin is absorbent. And so you're absorbing all of these chemicals that you're working with for 8 hours, 9 hours, sometimes 10 hours per day or more. So it's affecting you health-wise as well.
Essentially, these experts say it's up to us to choose the kind of bad hair day we have. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now, I'm Anthea Ferguson.
Very concerning, but also some really good tips in there, too. Thanks so much, Anthea. And speaking of health, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas partnered with the Princess Margaret Hospital's blood bank to donate this vital gift of life today. ZNS staffers needled up to give their blood to help ensure the hospital's blood bank supply remains intact. And because blood cannot be manufactured, hospitals rely entirely on volunteer donors. Here's PMH Communications Manager Tanya Major.
We know that blood is something that we constantly need. We constantly need to replenish our blood bank for instances of accidents, situations where persons need surgery. We've all seen the various flyers where there is a call of blood. And this is the opportunity for all of us, for the community at large, to come and participate, to give back, being community-minded, and to help our brothers and our sisters. Today, we only have ZNS. However, Corporate Bahamas and other community organizations have been very helpful in hosting various blood drives. And if you are also interested in hosting a blood drive with us, feel free to reach out to our office, and we'll be more than happy to assist.
A pastor's work begins long before Sunday mornings and continues long after church ends. This weekend, a few of them were honored for their lifelong commitment to faith, service, and community. During the second annual National Pastoral Honors, our West Calix Forbes was there and has this story.
40 pastors and 1 evangelist receiving their flowers this weekend after decades of ministry and contributing to nation building across the Bahamas. Organizers of the second annual National Pastoral Honors celebrate some of our country's religious leaders.
Initiatives like this gives an opportunity to not only highlight, but for us to really recognize and to just give a small token of appreciation for that sacrifice. So moving forward, I think it's an opportunity for the country to recognize that pastors are not just preachers.
Among those honors were Apostle David Butler, senior pastor of World Outreach Christian Center Ministries International, and Bishop Darren Woods, senior pastor of the New Goodwill Church of God.
Well, I feel great, and I'm honored by the grace of God that this took place on this second national honors for pastors. And I truly thank God that, you know, all of the honorees have made a significant contribution to the kingdom of God and also to our nation at large.
I'm elated, I'm humbled, because a lot of times people tend to speak of the church in a negative light. And as we go about doing our business quietly, not knowing that people are actually watching us, and then when it comes to the forefront, it's a different feeling.
But for Bishop Woods, the honor isn't the end. It's a sign for the journey to continue.
For the most part, we've gotten comfortable within the four walls of the churches. And so now it's time for us to really get out there, get into the highways, get into the byways, and see how much of the lives that we can touch on the level for which they're at.
For the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now, I'm Wes, Calix Forbes.
Thanks for the great story, Wes. Still to come, a Bahamian wellness coach pops in to teach us how to cope with just about everything.
And of course, Diane Dorset has your Access weather forecast, so stay close.
Bahamas. Hurricane season is here. Are you ready? The 2026 Atlantic hurricane season officially runs from June 1st through November 30th. 6 months of staying alert and prepared. Storms are named to help meteorologists, emergency officials, and the public communicate clearly and quickly during dangerous weather events. Hurricanes are also measured using the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale, which ranks storms from categories 1 through 5 based on wind speed and potential damage. And did you know, when a hurricane becomes especially deadly or destructive, its name is permanently retired out of respect for the lives and communities affected. Now is the time to prepare your emergency kit with a portable AM/FM radio. Review your family plans and stay connected to trusted weather information. Preparation today can save lives tomorrow. These are the names of the storms for the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season. Arthur, Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly, Edward, Faye, Gonzalo, Hannah, Isaias, Josephine, Kyle, Leah, Marco, Nana, Omar, Paulette, Renee, Sally, Teddy, Vicky, and Wilfred. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
Good evening, everyone. It's Monday, July 6th, and it's time for your Access Weather Forecast, your quick look at what's shaping our weather for the next few days. We started the week with hot temperatures and lots of rain. The upper level trough we spoke about last week has arrived, bringing with it showers and thunderstorms. The heavier rain is going to stay until Tuesday, then gradually decrease as high pressure strengthens and Saharan dust spreads across the country. Taking a look at our satellite picture, we're seeing lots of moisture associated with westward moving tropical wave, which, as I said, will move out of the area by tomorrow, and we're still under a heat advisory. I know because we don't see the sun, we tend to think it's not as hot, but it is. So remember to stay hydrated and protect yourself from UV by wearing protective clothing and sunscreen. Finally, tropical cyclone development is not expected during the next 7 days, but this serves as a reminder that you should always be prepared and stay hurricane ready. Now, looking at our 3-day boating forecast, in the Northwest Bahamas, tonight through Wednesday, we'll get southeast to south winds at 10 to 15 knots with seas at 2 to 4 feet. We'll get a high tide at 1:11 this morning, and then a low tide at 7:35.
In the central Bahamas, southeast winds at 12 to 18 knots with seas at 3 to 5 feet with a small craft caution in effect. And finally, in the southeast Bahamas, winds will pick up southeast at 15 to 20 knots, seas at 4 to 7 feet. Therefore, small craft, you operators are advised to exercise caution. Now, if you're traveling tomorrow, here's a look at your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. Indeed, that was your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance, and that wraps up your Access Weather Forecast. But remember to join me again at 11 for a full weather update. Have a great evening, everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Nassau's feeling very funky. Thanks so much, Diane. With everything our fellow Bahamians are facing right now, the heat, the blackouts, the rising cost of living, our next guest is here to give viewers 3 key tips you can apply to manage your well-being in the face of everything going on.
Welcome to Access Now, Dr. Lornika Joseph.
Thank you for having me.
So good to have you.
So good to have you. And,
So
we were
timely.
talking just before we came on, so timely.
Absolutely.
So, Dr. Lornika, please tell us, with everything that's going on, what's the best way to start to get into that kind of like woosah? How do we...
Yes, with everything, and I was telling someone, we were just, talking about it, this is, of course, Independence Week, but of course we had a, island-wide blackout. So there's a lot of emotions, and so one of the things that I like to tell people, especially if you're working, you're sandwiched in between, take different roles. So the first thing I want to share is the NAI acronym, which is the first thing is name and identify how you're feeling. I know as Bahamians, we can tend to suppress our emotions. We can escape through coping mechanisms, whether that's, social media, drinking, whatever it is. But it's so important to first name what it is that you're experiencing. Are you angry? Are you disappointed? Are you overwhelmed? Because if you're feeling that and you're not expressing that to the people in your circle, it's going to be difficult to get the help that you need, right? And then A stands for ask for help. Now, I will raise my hand as an ex-people pleaser, professional. I don't know about you all, but I'll just tell on myself.
Raise my hand too, yeah. Okay, there you go.
We want, and we tend to make people feel as if we don't need their help, right? Whether it's
inconvenience.
Exactly, you don't want to be an inconvenience. Oh, I don't want to bother her, I don't want to bother him. But it's not about being an inconvenience, because one of the things that I like to tell people, when you are in the right community, you are never a burden. Right? When in the right community, you are never burdened. So if you, need a break, you need some PTO with with your boss, don't be afraid to go to HR. And let me say this, if you are afraid of going to HR, afraid of speaking to your supervisor, Houston, we have a problem, right? And then lastly, I incorporate faith, right? As a Christian, I believe everything that we do, especially as a Christian nation, it should incorporate faith, because, there are seasons where you're going to need peace. There are seasons, listen, the bill's piling up, the marriage is not working, things are not going good on the job, but if you can lean on your faith is going to help you in those moments of uncertainty.
So true. And I think you touched on something very important, that people suppress feelings, they use vices for escapism.
Yes.
One of the things I want to ask you is, how do you turn that on the other side and maybe compartmentalize things that have become overwhelming, whether it's life, whether it's associated financial challenges? How do you tuck them into a space and deal with them individually?
So one of the things that I would say with compartmentalizing everything that you're dealing with is not trying to eat the elephant all at once, right?
I like that. I've never...
Not trying to eat the elephant at once. So, maybe this week it is having a family meeting, and this week we're going to tackle the finances. Then maybe the following week, you can sit down with your children or your spouse or whomever is in your household. The following week, we're going to look at, okay, we did with finances. Now we're going to deal with responsibilities. Who's responsible for what? Because, if mommy and daddy is still picking up and they're washing dishes and they're cleaning and cooking, training and on everything, right? So there needs to be, if we're going to work well and manage your emotions, you have to eat the elephant one bite at a time and set aside, and also have someone responsible. So this week, okay, we're going to do finances. The next week, we're going to work on spirituality. The following week is responsibilities. And so looking at all of those things, I think that's one of the best ways to compartmentalize everything to reduce anxiety, overwhelm, and especially depression in the climate that we are in right now as Bahamians.
So glad you're here.
Yes.
Now, you have a new book called Working Well.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? If this is any indication of what's in the book, I can't wait to hear about it.
Get your hands on it.
Yes, absolutely. So Working Well is a professional's guide to redefining wellness. We've seen it before. We've heard it. Health is wealth. And so as a pharmacist, some of my work, I've been able to speak on stages at like Yale and featured in Forbes. And so I give behind the scenes of my psychiatric work, being a pharmacist and also a wellness coach, of what that looks like, because health is not just taking a medicine, popping a pill, and, you know, waiting for your treatment and waiting for healing. It's having those hard conversations at home. It's the confrontations. It's, you know, are you taking the right medications? Are you getting enough sleep, or are you scrolling 3 hours before you go to bed and wondering why, you know, your melatonin level is not what it needs to be, right? All of that. And so that's what's inside Working Well, and it is available at drlornika.co and also on Amazon.
I think this segment has reduced people's cortisol levels right there.
Yes, at least you feel like you got a plan going on. Thank you so much again for joining us, Dr. Winnie. And best of luck with the new book. I'll be one of those purchasers.
Definitely.
Stay with us. Sports with Amajal Knowles is up right after this break.
Independence Day is right around the corner, and so are the savings at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Libby spaghetti and meatballs, 15 ounces, $1.69. Mahatma jasmine rice, 2 pounds, $2.99. Whole chickens, $1.89 per pound. Sweet nectarines or peaches, $2.19 per pound. Sweet strawberries, 1 pound, $5.99. Shop with confidence knowing you're saving when you're shopping the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
This is the ride on the weekend with my grandma to this place, Burger King Nassau, where Grandma enjoyed her favorite flame grilled Whopper with fresh veggies, flame grilled beef just the way she likes it. And then I enjoyed my cheeseburger kids meal with a special treat.
And now, all grown up, I get to enjoy Burger King with these people, my friends, enjoying the same classic flame grilled Whopper. Let's just say, we know flame grilled tastes better.
Welcome to your Monday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports at this hour. The Bahamas men's national basketball team hoping to punch their ticket to the next round of the FIBA America's World Cup qualifiers. They host one of the region's toughest basketball powers in Puerto Rico at the Kendall Jill Isaacs Gymnasium. This, of course, on the heels of the team routing Jamaica on Friday night, 123-174 in the first game of the home-and-home series. The team was led by VJ Edgecombe with 26 points. Now, as for tonight, in order to advance, the 242 must beat Puerto Rico by at least 6 points due to FIBA's point differential rules. Now, we will have the full report for you from tonight's game in tomorrow's Sportscast. This week, our national team will travel to Mexico for the NACAC Track and Field Championships. The team consists of the U23 and U18 squads, who are currently preparing to put their best foot forward. A number of athletes discussed individual and team expectations for the crucial meet.
My individual goal for the 100 is to drop my time and bring back a medal to my country, hopefully a gold medal, and do the best of my abilities. And for the relay, I just want us to get the baton around and execute how we're supposed to.
We're just making some final touches to go to Mexico and represent our country to the best of our abilities.
They also spoke about their confidence.
Blessing. It's a blessing. It's honestly a blessing. This has been my second team since I've become a senior, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity. You know, obviously the end goal is the Olympics and World Championships, but I look at these as stepping stones so that if I can compete on this level under 23, I'll be able to handle the Olympics and World Championships better when I eventually get there. So it's just a blessing. I'm blessed, grateful, and I thank God for the opportunity.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture officially kicking off their sports camps this week across the capital. There's a multitude of options for young aspiring athletes to hone their skills with disciplines in the fields such as basketball, softball, tennis, soccer, and of course, track and field. The ministry is opening nearly all fields for the youth to explore where their passion lies. Now, over the track and field camp today, activities focused on the throwing and jumping events. Javelin instructor Ethan Nord and jumps instructor Paris Roll shared their input on what they hope to expect out of the budding athletes attending the camp.
This is my first time instructing this camp, and this is the first day of the camp. We had a little decent show with kids today, and everybody seems to be enjoying it so far. Everybody seems like they're making a lot of progress only on day one of the camp.
Pretty good so far. I mean, I see a lot of potential with the kids, and it's just good to see that they have passion with doing something.
We also spoke with hoops coach Gary Hanna, who expressed his involvement in the camp, as well as camper Drexel McIntosh, who shared his experience since first attending the camp 3 years ago and how it's impacted his game.
Like I said, this is my second year, so last year was my first year. It was a good experience working with the youth, especially the young boys. It gets to keep them off the street and also help them to learn a skill. As you can see, a lot of our Bahamian players now are making the NBA, so if they start at a younger age, they'll learn the fundamentals faster, and that could help them to even get scholarships in school, scholarships in college, and also the young ladies as well.
I feel as though I made a lot of improvement. My IQ, my right hand, and just confidence overall.
In the baseball news from over the weekend, the Bahamian travel ball team picking up some major hardware at a tournament in Florida, competing at the USSA Fort Walton World Series. The Ultimate Champion Sports Academy would compete in 3 divisions, winning 2 and finishing second in the other. The 10U team took home the silver rings, losing to the Frost Falcons from Tennessee 7-2. The 12U team went undefeated in play, dominating the competition throughout the tournament, winning the championship game 10-5 over Cajun Rage from Texas. And finally, the newest team in 9U, they would win the championship game 12-7 over the Huffman Falcons from Texas. Now, the 9U team actually fell into the losers bracket of the double elimination tournament on Saturday. They would then win 4 consecutive games, and on Sunday, bring home the World Series gold rings. And that's been a look at your sports on this Monday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby Search Tech in your tank and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel the difference with Ruby's Ultra Tech.
Bahamas, come celebrate at the Family Fun Day, July 10th at Clifford Park. It's a great afternoon of food, fun, culture, entertainment, national pride. Gates open at 4 p.m., concert time 6 p.m. 5th Independence Family Fun Day at Clifford Park. Bring the whole family. Admissions free. Happy Independence, Bahamas.
I'm proud to be a Bahamian. Oh, I'm proud to be a Bahamian.
Introducing Valvoline Restore and Protect, a first-of-its-kind innovation that returns pistons to factory clean, removing up to 100% of deposits, restoring your engine to perform like new. All new Restore and Protect, another first by Valvoline, distributed by Battery and Tire Specialists.
You're looking at a shot of Pompey Museum of Slavery and Emancipation located on Bay Street. And it's time now to take a trip to Grand Bahama. Let's go.
Grand Bahama Shipyard Limited has surpassed 1.5 million trade labor hours without a lost time injury, marking another milestone in the company's continued advancement of workplace safety. The shipyard reached the 1 million hour milestone on April 14th after working 210 consecutive days without a lost time injury. This progress has received international recognition, with Grand Bahama Shipyard Limited receiving a merit in the British Safety Council International Safety Awards 2026. Excellent job there.
Yes, congratulations to them. And before we leave, we'd like to highlight one of our local artists and our colleague, Andrew Bowe, who created this Independence-themed activity book filled with coloring pages, word searches, mazes, and stickers.
I love the stickers. I see Blue Marlin and Flamingo here. They're all designed, of course, to teach children about the country's national symbols, heritage, and culture through hands-on learning. Bowe says the idea was inspired by his own children.
And the $5 activity book is available directly through Bowe's Instagram page. I am Andrew Bowe.
I'm already seeing the word search adventure. I'm going to get right to this as soon as we end the news here. But that's going to do it for Access Now for tonight. Thanks, as always, for joining us at the beginning of the week. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, and stay tuned for the Rundown with Howard Grant. Good night,
everybody.
Come celebrate at the Family Fun Day, July 10th at Clifford Park. It's a great afternoon of food, fun, culture, entertainment, national pride. Gates open at 4 p.m., concert time 6 p.m. 5th Independence Family Fun Day at Clifford Park. Bring the whole family. Admissions free. Happy Independence, Bahamas.
I'm proud to be a Bahamian. Oh, I'm proud to be a Bahamian.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths in the Bahamas and in Bahamian women. At present, we are unable to prevent breast cancer, but performing screening mammograms can detect breast cancer at its earliest when there are no symptoms and when it is more likely to be treated successfully. All women should have a primary health care provider who is aware of their medical history, family history, and risk factors. Women 40 to 45 years can choose whether to start screening in consultation with their physician. All women 45 to 54 years should have an annual mammogram. Women older than 55 years can have a yearly mammogram or choose to have one every 2 years. Monthly breast self-exams in conjunction with the mammogram can increase the odds of early detection. Be proactive about your health.
This is our little shopping spree, pre-independence.
You all better get those trolleys full. If you were to shop on your own and take the money out of your pocket, would you get all this stuff?
Oh, no. Oh, definitely not. What are you going to do with your abundance? You have to share it with other people.
And we say thank you to Bishop Ellis and his wonderful wife, Lady Ellis, for this blessing.
That's Taking Social Services to the People, Monday at 9 p.m. on ZNS Television.
Welcome to the Best of Sports World. I'm your host, Carlos Spanky.
Tuesday, 9 p.m., Saturday, 6:30 p.m.
I will be bringing you some of the greatest sporting events on the planet of Earth. Football, basketball, baseball, track and field, NASCAR race, bike week, and oh yeah, the Battle of the Bands. Some of the greatest high school marching bands on the planet of Earth. And the heavyweights of all bands. Bethune-Cookman University marching Wildcats in the 14K versus the Florida A&M Rattlers. I've always said that if I could not take the Bahamas to the world, I'm going to bring the world to the Bahamas. We host only the best, and the beat goes on, Bahamas. We'll just be better than the rest. Watch it.
Under the theme, celebrating our heritage, shaping our tomorrow, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas celebrates 53 years as a sovereign nation. Join the ZNS network for live coverage of the 53rd anniversary of independence with an ecumenical service, cultural show, military parade, flag-raising ceremony, and fireworks display. Stay with us for live coverage July 9th, beginning at 7:30 p.m. on the ZNS network.
By giving unconditionally, not expecting anything in return, I thought was a wonderful way of showing this love. And I believe that it is love that truly draws people. And so I thought we could cover a lot more people by feeding. Volunteers, you know, they have truly been sold.
My passion is to help, and I thank God for what I can do through the help of Bahamas Feeding Network.
At Centerville, I'm LaDawn Davis. This is ZNS.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Rundown. My name is Howard Grant. It is absolutely wonderful to have you with us this evening on this beautiful evening with all the lights on. Praise God. It's so wonderful to see you guys. I know that yesterday was a tumultuous day for a great deal of person in the middle of hallelujah. Bang. We would have been able to see those things. And a great deal of things are happening. You know, there's always, for me, a silver cloud in this where a lot of persons were able to kind of congregate. For the very first time in a long time, my family and I took a little ride, and every restaurant in Nassau was booked out. I don't know whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing. Didn't know whether or not yesterday was Sunday or Friday evening, with so many persons on the road out there. And I know that we've being able to deal with that and being able to identify that. We're going to talk about that. BPL has put out some information. I know a lot of persons still screaming from a political standpoint, trying to be able to find out the minister and her particular position, but the technocrats have spoken, and we've identified a great deal of things associated with that. Now, BPL has definitely been in the headlines. Talk to me. Over the weekend, being able to identify those things, the president for the union, I think is the Bahamas Workers Union. I don't want to be able to get it wrong. I'm going to get the information and talk to you about it. But Kyle Wilson, in his particular capacity, was being able to say something that kind of astonished me as I kind of dived into it today and being able to read that. I know in the local dailies you would have been able to pick up the stories if you didn't be able to see it around the country just yet, definitely around the city here in Nassau. A lot of persons would have been able to see that kind of a position taken. It's a lot happening. And I'm a steadfast believer that this administration being innovative, creative, intuitive, their determination to be able to see some things happen, and this change that they continue to be able to pursue, this must be dealt with. One of the issues, the allegations or the alleged, the perceived, the ideas of corruption, anything untoward, the culture that exists in these particular spaces. I want to talk to you about that just for 2 seconds this evening. Sort of an idea. I know that this administration has taken on these significant steps to be able to do a great deal of things, but we must deal with this head on. We haven't had an opportunity to be able to touch it. We've been casual. A lot of persons have woven it into the fabric of who we are as a people, absorbing it into this kind of a concept to say that, hey, listen, the Bahamas is corrupt. What are we going to do? They have not taken that position as it relates to immigration. Isn't it peculiar? There's sort of an idea to be able to say that we could rid ourselves of illegal migrants, more specifically having a conversations with our brothers and sisters from the South, but rejecting the idea, the comfort and the contentment of this possibility of corruption. I want to be able to talk to you about that and dive deeper into these conversations. Let's take this quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be right back after this.
name is Omar Ferguson. I've been disabled now from 2009. What inspired me to start my own business? It was the determination to know that I still had something left in me, even though a lot of my independence, my mobility was being restricted. In my disability, it's kind of hard finding the investors or the capital. For example, national insurance. The benefit that we receive, it's a lifeline. And in any business that you're going to take, it's going to be a risk. We're not looking for handouts, but we want you to understand that we still need a little special care. This literally gives us a backbone that, hey, we could actually stand someday. This is the business I know it's going to be a risk. Even going through that process, I'm still dependent on national insurance. Overall, being in the program itself has put me in a place where I feel young again. I feel like anything is possible. I would say to others with disabilities, look around your community, just like you guys said in one of the modules. See what is needed in your community and go for it. Don't be afraid, just go for it.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Rundown. I am Howard Grant. So good to have you with us this evening, just being able to talk about a great deal of things. Grateful that your electricity is on. It's an amazing thing how we sometimes kind of casually take these things for granted, and when it's gone, there's a celebration that erupts. I'll never forget when the current was off during the electricity was off during the current. It was our local vernacular, don't fight me. The electricity was off during the hurricanes, and we waited day after day after day after week after week after week. And when it came on, the eruption that actually kicked off and the celebration of unity, that was here to be able to know. And then people find their way right back into the rhythm of complacement and contentment with the access of electricity. We got to find a way to be able to get our kids back out and find a way to be able to get back out. BPL has put some information out. You had an opportunity to be able to see that on the 7 o'clock news break. If they let me play it, I'm sure I can be able to play that for you and kind of talk about those things, but you know exactly what it is. The technocrats have actually stated the issue associated with it was an electrical failure as a result of a lightning strike, and being able to see those things, I'm sure they can give you more depth and information about that. I want to talk to you about that and be able to talk about those things more specifically. Now, this is a response from July 3rd on the position of being able to see some stuff. Now, listen, if you had an opportunity, like I said a little earlier, if you had an opportunity to be able to pick up your newspaper, you'd be able to identify some serious allegations in there. Not necessarily calling anyone's name, but there were some allegations made. And this sort of position, especially if you've been watching the various news outlets to be able to identify, but Mr. Kyle Wilson has indicated that he, on June of 2025, would have been, you know, allegedly bribed, in a sense, with information that's coming out. I care not to kind of put anything to that, but the allegations were strong, the information was strong, and then on the backside of that, there was this sort of a position with clear indications about the fact that there was victimization post this revelation. It's a lot to consume. It's a lot to consume, and the Ministry of Energy, Utilities, and Aviation has put some response out to comments by the president of the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union, or the BEWU. The Ministry of Energy, Utilities, and Aviation has taken note of the comments made today by the president of the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union. And it goes further to say that the ministry will speak directly with the union's representatives to better understand the concerns raised and to determine the appropriate next steps. This is strong stuff. It goes further to talk about the ministry's focus is on ensuring that the concerns are addressed through proper channels with respect for all parties involved and with the interests of BPL employees and the Bahamian public at the center. This was from July 3rd, 2026. We're a few days away from independence, and so you know that was a few days ago. They would have been able to put this information out, but it bubbles to the surface. Over the weekend, it simmered. A lot of persons been able to absorb it, popped out in the papers today, and we've been able to identify that there's a great deal of things going on. Now, this administration, I just want to be able to be frank with you for 2 seconds. This administration has taken on tall orders from the inception. From the inception, this administration has taken on tall orders. More specifically, our Prime Minister has taken on fights such as climate change, being able to identify that even without 100% participation or even clarity locally, taking on this significant step to be able to deal with this and being able to go to COP26, taking on heat and fire for that at the beginning of his inception of his ruleship. As he continued to be able to move forward, he found a way to be able to continue to inform people, invite persons in to learn a little bit more, and then he took on a second concept. When we started to be able to hear from the chairman of the organization, Fred Mitchell, being able to give some remarks about his position, his thoughts and ideas associated with the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and then the administration took on a significant position, being able to go to arbitration. This is strong stuff. For a very long time, this sort of an idea that existed and this waltz, awkward waltz between the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority and being able to take on this concept out of Grand Bahama, being able to call it the quasi-government, the pronouncements out of this administration with clarity and this kind of a stern posture that says, hey, listen, there's only one government in the Bahamas. Taking on this position to be able to deal with this sort of an eradication of this entity that exists there that's based upon what you're saying to us, non-performative. He took that on. This agitation over the years, being able to talk about the ever-raising prices of electricity and energy in Grand Bahama and trying to be able to find a way. Now, the government of the Bahamas being able to purchase that, the Grand Bahama Power Company. These are all mammoth tasks to take on. A tall order. Many could be swept into the corner and be identified as a taboo conversation and looked over. The proverbial can that can be kicked down the road for an extended period of time. We've seen it happen. And so you're not foreign to whether or not this can happen. We've seen this happen. But this administration took it on. Now, dare I say, something as deep and undeniable as a proverbial neon elephant in the room, as corruption needs to be dealt with head on. Now, there's concepts and ideas that we can be able to put to the forefront. And if you want to start with something as small as customer service and being able to identify the measurement associated with that, we can do that. In the papers today, in the local dailies, as we read the information that came from Mr. Wilson's indicated that he's seen someone he's never seen before in this paper, being able to approach him and gave these alleged comments to talk about the possibility of funding and opportunity to be able to be flown all over, to be taken care of, to take care of your boys, and so forth and so on. This information exists in there. This is not foreign to us. We would have been able to see the exact same concept associated with this sort of a bribery and what needs to be done coming out of Netflix documentary when it spoke about the Fire Fest, the Fire Festival. You talked about it. We talked about it. We identified it. We watched it on Netflix. Our mouths dropped. We couldn't believe it. And there was a unified voice that exists in the country that spoke relentlessly, harmoniously about corruption. With a level of certainty, understanding that, how do we eradicate the perception of corruption in this country? How do we break up the monotony, the idea, the contentment in the minds of so many Bahamians that this ain't really corrupt, this only a little lunch money? How do we find ourselves in the position of being able to align with the morals, not only of the fabric of our faith, but our constitutional position? How do we reclaim this country for righteousness? This is the question I have for you tonight. This is a question that we must ask so we can recalibrate our thinking to a very clear posture and understanding that we must grow. We must separate ourselves. Even new recruits, allegedly, coming within the confines of the Royal Bahamas Police Force and other arms of the uniform branch of our country, being able to accept bribes and extorting people. These allegations continue to be able to float about. How do we fix this Bahama land? How do we look this proverbial demon in the face and say no more? How do we? How do we find ourselves in the position of being able to move towards growth and development and rejecting the idea of being able to get something on the side? Talk to me. Here's a question that I have for you. Are you content with this? Is this the life that we live? Is this the position that we're in? Is this our fate? Is this something even in the midst of your faith that you could accept and stand before your Maker and say, well, Lord, you know, this is how it is? Have you yielded and throw your hands up in the air and say, it is what it is? We've seen this far too much. Where are the courageous men and women? Where are the men and women with courage in this country that can stand up to the injustices, the corruption, perceived and otherwise, and say no more? I don't know whether or not we have to go through a long, drawn-out concept to be able to find psychiatrists and therapists and other persons to be able to give us the data points to be able to show where we have gone wrong. We've gone wrong on so many fronts, and it's perpetuated over time. We must take our country back. I want to say that to you. I want to talk to you about these particular things. Join me in a few seconds. I should have a guest being able to come in with me and kind of dive into these conversations. I'm looking into it. I'm looking forward to it, rather. I'm going to take this quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen, and be right back after this.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lapinder.
Under the theme, celebrating our heritage, shaping our tomorrow, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas celebrates 53 years as a sovereign nation. Join the ZNS network for live coverage of the 53rd anniversary of independence with an ecumenical service, cultural show, military parade, flag-raising ceremony, and fireworks display. Stay with us for live coverage July 9th, beginning at 7:30 p.m. on the ZNS network.
In a world where our health defines our future and the Caribbean stands on the front lines of climate change, rising NCDs and global challenges, knowledge becomes our greatest defense. Caribbean Medical TV is your guide on the journey to wellness and insight, featuring our region's own doctors, nurses, climate specialists and medical institutions. From physical well-being to the emotional and mental balance we all deserve. Caribbean Medical TV empowers you because building a healthier future isn't just a regional goal, it's a global responsibility. In the Caribbean, vitality isn't just a goal, it's a way of living. Connect with the region through knowledge, hope, and the power of Caribbean resilience on Caribbean Medical TV, where awareness becomes power. Join the conversation, join the movement. Be viewing Season 4 of Caribbean Medical TV right here on this station.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. It is so absolutely wonderful to have you and wonderful for you to be with us this evening. I am here joined with a very good friend of mine, none other than Garth Maynard Roseborough, being able to join us in conversation. Garth, good evening, my brother. Hope all is well with you. I know that you are here with us, and I'm grateful that you're here. We're talking a little this evening about corruption and perceived corruption. That this administration has taken on a great deal of mammoth tasks, such as being able to deal with the arbitration and the Port Authority, from a global standpoint, dealing with and being able to make believers out of so many as it relates to climate change, and being able to absorb and deal with the Grand Mama Power Company. But something that has been a legacy issue in this country, something that has existed with us for a very long time, that we've become content with, comfortable with. Great deal of people taking on this posture that says it is what it is. And that is corruption, my brother. Talk to me about it.
Our country, I think there is I think we're confusing ideology at this particular time. I'll say why. As we are turning 53, we are seeking an identity of our own. We're going from ancient tribalism, being of African descent, through an era of slavery, indentured servitude, through an era of liberation, and having to now manage ourselves. As we look at North America as a model for success, our ambitions and our energy would be at a very high volume. When we look at Great Britain, mother country, as we distance ourselves from her, we see that she herself is in turmoil today. When we look to the south to major islands that was once looked upon as great, great idols, as it were, to us, that we can bow down to and we can give obeisance to, like Jamaica and Haiti. We see them also in turmoil, and whatever democracy must mean, every man for himself and God for us all. And so where does the Bahamas fit in all of this? We still have not yet said, this is who I am. Everyone in this country is trying to either identify with being this great American celebrity, this Elon Musk, this Bill Gates. We want to be, someone be Trump, someone to be Barack Obama. We're still trying to be somebody else, not understanding what we ourselves should be. Where we were fortunate enough to be the crowning angel of the entire Caribbean basin, where we were the ones that could spread our wings for times I remember where they had, was it CARICOM that we had when Sir Lyndon Pillin had all the different countries coming here? Do you remember that time? Cable Beach was full with crowns, and people were driving these nice cars, and people come from all over the world, and we were the talk of the Caribbean. That wasn't sufficient for us, Howard Grant. And how have we fallen from that particular level to now where we're trying to identify if we're being overtaken by Creoles or Haitians or other wealthy people from America buying our keys and our islands. We, at the age of 53, I say to you, Howard Grant, I don't believe it's corruption. I think what we're attempting to do at this time as a country is to discover who we are.
But this is an age-old conversation.
It may be,
yeah,
but we have not yet found the answer.
But how does this kind of an age-old conversation that talks about whether or not there is an identity, whether or not there is a culture, what does it make us? How do you identify a Bahamian? This is a conversation that has been almost 30-some years in the making.
30-something years in the making, but yet you're telling me, which you know I'm not a fan of, but it exists. I'm not a fan of John Canoe Carnival, but what is that telling me? As powerful as John Canoe was to me the first time I heard it as a child, as an infant, my whole soul was being just moved by the vibrations of the goatskin drums and the clanking of the cowbells and the horns and the whistles and the ladies gyrating and the men jumping and moving. This moved my very essence. And now you tell me, in search of an identity, I need to look at something like a John Canoe Carnival.
In search of capital gain, we know the former administration at the time was being able to look at the creative aspects of how these particular things could happen and tapping into the perceived or the undeniable capitalism that exists out of the United States of America and trying to be able to, based upon the data that's being able to come in from Carnival and Trinidad and Tobago, based upon the data points that's being able to come from all festivals around the Caribbean, this could have been another avenue to be able to really capitalize. That's all this was, capitalization and the bastardization of a culture that means so much to us as Bahamian. And that is what happened. Over the course of time, they've taken that and actually sold that and developed that. Now, I don't know where it stands now, but I know every single time it comes around, the news cycle show a great deal of Bahamians in the road and other persons in the road, scantily clad, half naked.
You remember what I said to you?
And that's the only thing that makes a significant difference as it relates to news cycle and what we talk about outside of the marketing for the event. It's capitalism.
First, I just want to establish once again to those people who are viewing us tonight and listening to us that we are not just friends on television. We have conversations off of the television set, on the telephone at length. And if you do recall, in one of our recent conversations, I mentioned to you that wherever you find creativity, who shows up? Demons. Did we not have this conversation, Howard Grant? Didn't I not say to you, as we attempt to be...
You did say this.
Okay, as we attempt to be creative...
Every time you're creative, the devil shows up.
The devil's going to show up. Anytime you try to make something better, something greater than what you have already, the devil is going to show up. When God decided he was going to create the Garden of Eden, it was the devil
so you
who
said
shows
to
up.
me, let's talk about this now.
So as we want to create this new Bahamas, the question is define New Bahamas, and as we move towards New Bahamas, demons will show up. So let me prove it to you. I'm not calling Haitians demons. I'm not calling Filipino demons. I'm not calling Chinese people demons. I'm not calling Americans demons. I'm not telling Europeans that they're demons or anyone else from South America, the Caribbean Basin, or elsewhere. But the minute the Bahamas begins to boast of its creativity, that, oh, we are about to go to a higher echelon, what do you think happens when people say, hey, the Bahamas is on the move? Then, of course, you know it's got to happen. We got to leave from the land in which we were birthed and go to this new land where God has this blessing in store for us. Now you got all these new people coming to you, and the demon that I speak about is not a person, but a demon is a situation where you're now becoming overpopulated and overburdened with the issues of those who are now coming. I'm just saying to you, Howard Grant, at times you got to just manage your creativity. Sometimes you got to work in silence, because the minute you say the word, the demons are burst. I'm just saying.
But you have to tie this in for me, because we started it off talking about corruption. You talked about this pursuit of capitalism, and capital gain, the principles associated with that is by whatever means necessary, obviously.
Yes.
By whatever means necessary. And so in the pursuit of capitalism, in pursuit of being able to take on an identity from an external standpoint, we have become unfamiliar to ourselves. Is this what you're saying to me?
That is correct, sir.
Talk to me.
You're speaking like a statesman. Oh, my Lord, you are a leader extraordinaire. I like the way you speak. You sure you're not campaigning?
Is this corruption? I don't.
I
just need to know.
But it is true. It's amazing how politics works in this country. We have somebody from out of the wind. We've never known these people. They're not immersed in our societal situations, in our communities, in any events that we know about. They emerge and they say, hi, I need that vote from you. I need you to vote for me. Well, who are you? Oh, I'm a lawyer. I work for a particular firm. And if you vote for me, look at the other candidates. I'm superior to them. You vote for me, I will ensure that those things, whatever you ask for, you will receive. This is campaigning in the Bahamas. We vote for you, the man, the woman that we do not know, you succeed. Oh, you're now the member of parliament. You are now a cabinet minister. You are now a parliamentary secretary. You have now just got an increase in salary. You are now on vacation. But what is left and remain is us. What about us? And so your job now is to appease us further as lazily as you can and come up with all these terrific ideas, all of these schemes that we can go ahead and we can birth, and we're going to show you a beautiful picture as to what the Bahamas is going to look like at the age of 54. This is what we're going to do for you. Can you see it? Can you feel it? Do you believe it? Hey, man, jump on the train. We're moving forward. This has been the history of politics in this country. You and I still waiting on the train to get some coal so it can move forward. You and I'm just simply saying, you've gone to school, you've prepared yourself, you've opened your mind to global society. You know what life is like in Cuba, Howard Grant. You know what life is like in Jamaica. You know what life is like in America. You know what life is like in England. You are a well-read man. You know what the slave trade was all about. You know what bootlegging, piracy, all the rest of that good stuff. You know what it means to be birthed in 1967, what it means to be birthed in 1982, what it means to be birthed in the year 2000. You know these things. You have a whole volume of resource within yourself. And you're telling me as we move forward in progress, no one's going to recognize the Bahamian, not just you, who has this potential to move forward, but yet you're telling me about capitalism. Or you're telling me about how are we going to move forward, and everybody's going to succeed together. And the minute the light goes off in the Bahamas, total blackout. You know what people say? Oh, this must be progress now. But you saying this, but you forgot that we have people in our community who have gone off to school to be an engineer to deal with situations like this. You did not complain when the government felt so comfortable, whether it's PLP, FNL, and COI, to overlook the sons and daughters that we sacrifice to send off to school to place us at #1 in global society. You didn't do that. You want to wait till the occurrence takes place, the disaster takes place, and then you cry and you complain. This is the Bahamas, my friend. This is age 53. We got to fix this problem.
The embodiment of corruption.
Well, you can call it corruption all you want. But at the end of the day, the people say it's friends, family, and lovers. The question is, what it takes to be a lover, you're not willing to do. You're not willing to do that. What it takes to be a friend, you're not willing to do that either. And it's just so sad that you're not a family member. You don't go to the right church. You're not a part of the fraternity. You're not a part of the community, and therefore you are left out yet.
So become a criminal, Gov?
Well, the criminals appear to do better than you.
So become a criminal.
But this is what America says.
This cannot be the justification of or the progression of our country. The end cannot be, well, God, I tried.
Okay.
It didn't work out, so I stole.
Okay.
That can't be.
We see the politicians.
The pride that we had in this country at one point wouldn't allow us to steal. That can't be, Garth.
We see the politicians. We see the preachers. We know we have civil servants who don't touch their paycheck. We know this. We know about bribes and we know about things. We ain't talking our business to the globe. We're not going to do that tonight. But what I am going to say to you is this.
He means allegedly, because I don't know nothing what he's talking about. Praise God.
But I will say this to you, and I like what you just said. But I want to say this to you. The minute Howard Grant is esteemed, the minute you make it past the threshold without having any of these occupational titles to your name, all of a sudden you are corrupt. How the hell did Howard do that? He got to be a drug dealer. He got to be doing something nefarious. He got to be doing something underhanded. How it got to be a crook. You're not supposed to have certain things in this lifetime. And it almost appears to me that at a young, tender age of 53, that where we could actually esteem our brothers and sisters in this country to be great people.
Is 53 tender in comparison to 250, or 53 tender?
It is very tender because we have some 53-year-old men in this country who still have not grown up past 18.
But that's because of the regurgitation that have been fed. Reading, writing, arithmetic. They haven't been fed this sort of an idea of being able to tap into creativity and tap into a mindset for growth and development.
Well, I'll be honest with you.
53 is an old gray man.
I'll be honest with you.
Now, there are some people that indicate that Abram's son was 40 when he went to take him up to the mount. So he's well over 40, between 30 and 40, because that's how they live. But in this day and age, in this dispensation, 53 is a gray man.
Well, I'll say this to you. You said something that touched a nerve with me. I almost want to drink some water on this. We may have missed this. As a man ages, and he happens to find creativity, and those demons that I speak about show up, it becomes a deterrent to further progress. We have a whole lot of young men, I'm telling you, we got a whole lot of young men who someone has gotten into their psyche and turned them the opposite way. If you look at our society, look underneath the cocoa plum trees, or look underneath the juju trees, look underneath the dilly tree, look underneath the mango tree, look on the street corner in the old cars. Why are these young men there? No one is stopping to say, we have to save our men. Who's saying that? Anytime you touch a female in this country, there's going to be a parade of people downtown saying, you know what, we're not going to allow this.
Because females have communities.
Okay, so what do men have?
Nothing.
Well, that's what I'm talking to you about.
Females have communities.
And if we're going to grow...
They bond together, and this is why they're content. And
Let me drink my water.
This conversation has taken an entirely different course. Don't fight me, fight Garth. But the truth is, as we take on this position, there are communities that exist that allow people to thrive. The reason why you can be able to identify that a young and more specifically black woman will be able to apply for divorce quicker than anyone else, because she's content with the fact that there's a community waiting to assist her.
Well, I'm saying
she's content with the fact that there's some people that she could lean on. The reason why people are, in comparison to the early 80s or to the late 70s or even the 60s, communities were building for the LGBTQ.
Well, you can get into that if you want.
I know you don't want to.
No, you know I don't want to fool with that. You're trying to get me assassinated.
It's about community. The only reason that people defect and they're content with being able to defect from the formality of society is because they have community. The reason why you don't have this sort of a stern position and the dynamics of a family that we would have seen, because people have created communities unto themselves. Men don't have that yet. Our community is alcoholism. That's what it leads us to. Our community is drug use. Our community is a relentless position of nefarious affairs. I just want to be decent with you as I say this. I'm just talking. We identify
I was trying to show you this picture a while now. That's why I came to show you. When you talk about corruption, I'm trying to show you that even if you're not corrupt, there are so many attractions to making one appear to be corrupt. You're not a corrupt person. You want to do better. You want to achieve. You want to assert yourself. But it seems as if for many people in this country, the system is simply against you. And the minute you overcome systems that tend to keep you back, people say, you know what? You must be practicing corruption. That's all I'm simply saying to you. We saw it in the last general election. They got to be corrupt. Where do they get all that money from? Why are they giving away money, giving away vouchers, giving away this, giving away that? That's corrupt. But you yourself was doing the same thing. Just a note, you didn't have sufficient enough to match what they were doing. But the minute I can't do it, but you can do it, it becomes corruption. Man, I'm so sick and tired of this. We need to allow individuals to stand on their own merit. If you went to school, hooray. If you worked in a hotel 15, 20 years, give the person a chance at management. If they've never been late for work, they've always done their jobs, their record speaks for itself, give them an opportunity. But we got to fight each other, we got to tear each other down, we got to mash each other up. And while we are doing that, as I said today in another space, the children who just came on the plane, landed in St. Linden in August, goes to school in September, graduating valedictorian with A's straight across the board. They in Bahamian because they got no Bahamian parents. And they taking over, they go in your police force, they go in customs, they go in immigration, they in parliament, they all over the place. And you say, you know what? Immigration must be corrupt. The Bahamas government must be corrupt. But what are we doing just to go ahead and stop this?
We in this country are enraged.
About what?
About everything else except education, opportunity, and being able to move forward.
That's what I say.
You keep looking at the Haitians and the Jamaicans and the Filipinos and all these people for what they have.
Yeah.
Not realizing there's millions and millions of lazy Jamaicans, lazy Haitians, and the only ones who escape is the ones who are progressive.
Okay then.
That's the only ones who escape.
I mentioned
the ones who want something for themselves in their life. Now we feel like all of them doing better than us in our own space without realizing that there are opportunities that exist for you. You have yet to ask your member of parliament about opportunities that are real. You're content with your political organization, whoever they send, you accept that. You're not prepared to be able to ask the right questions for growth and development. You've been content with these positions. You yourself have rejected the concept and idea of corruption, quietly having conversations about this sort of a concept that somebody can bring me something in one t-shirt. You need to stop. Let's have a quick break, guys. When we get back, we can dive a little deeper after this.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Long Island, we've helped 77 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $1.9 million in approved funding, the SPDC is strengthening Long Island's economy by investing in its leading sectors: fishing, transportation, and agriculture. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SPDC, Bahamas.
Under the theme, celebrating our heritage, shaping our tomorrow, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas celebrates 53 years as a sovereign nation. Join the ZNS Network for live coverage of the 53rd anniversary of independence with an ecumenical service, cultural show, military parade, flag-raising ceremony, and fireworks display. Stay with us for live coverage July 9th, beginning at 7:30 p.m. on the ZNS Network.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Rundown. I'm Howard Grant. We're joined by Garth Maynard Roseborough this evening as he continues to be able to kick against the barrel of what we're talking about. I mean, I don't know. We're here and we're having a conversation. I wanted to be able to have this kind of a conversation as we prepare ourselves for independence. I always try to take my time to have a conversation about introspection. I think it's great to take on a position of celebration. I think it's great to take on this position to identify all the great stuff that are coming in and being able to say that we're the best and being content with that and being able to kind of pop champagne and do all the you know, all the fanciful things that we like to do during these particular celebratory times. But introspection is crucial. I think year in and year out, this kind of an idea, even as Garth has said, the tender age of 53 is wild. We have to be able to identify ourselves as maturing. And I don't know whether or not we identify ourselves as growing if it's only in comparison in the shadow of those around us. As we look at China, as we look at America, as we look at these established countries and these established spaces that have been conquering and conquerors for a very long time, we see ourselves as young and budding, rejecting the idea of trials and tribulations that we would have gone through, rejecting the idea of a position that existed with us prior, the trials and tribulations, the fights that got us to a position of even the perceived liberties that we have now, the self-governance. There's a great deal that has happened. And we would have gotten that by being able to stand on principle, to stand in character, to be steadfast in our faith and our belief, to understand that we didn't have much, but what we had with this unity, with this determination, with one language, one voice, one people, liberated us and gave our children's children opportunities. Now, we've hit a plateau, I dare say. We've hit this sort of a hydroplane where now we just spinning into circles, not identifying a path. The only time that many of us wake up and lift our heads to be able to identify whether or not we're on the right path is during a political season. When your organization says, this is the way, and you said, yes, it is. And come to find out right after, they find themselves in a victorious position. Right after, they find themselves in a defeated position. Their convictions wither away. I'm joined by Garth Maynard Roseborough. Garth, I wanted to talk to you about solutions. How do we find ourselves in a position of first acknowledgement and secondly, making those progressive steps towards change for growth and development? It may not happen with you, Garth. You may be a proverbial old dog. And you can't teach, Grammy said, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You may be one of those who content with your position, but there got to be something better for the generations thereafter. Talk to me.
The only thing that comes to my mind in terms of initially fixing this issue is, as a nation, we have to find our self-esteem. I do believe that we have been confronted with so much societal pressure from global societies around the world to conform through legislation, through bills, through conferences and everything else. You know, we got to sign all of these constitutional agreements, and we're becoming a people that, as I said earlier, we can no longer look in the mirror and say, this is who I am. We're totally somebody different. And so if you look at the average Bahamian, they're not satisfied with the way they now look, even in their physical appearance. It's the same thing happening for our nation. We're not satisfied with the physical appearance of our nation. The things that we want in our nation are so much greater in terms of what the world expects of us that we can no longer appreciate who we were as a people naturally. Naturally, it was the John Canoe. Naturally, it was the Gourmet Summer. Naturally, it was ideas like Jome Village under Mario Moxie's father, Edmund Moxie. Someone just said to me last week when I went to do a beehive extraction at Clifton Heritage Park, she says, Garth, what are the ideas that we can use for Clifton Heritage Park? And then, of course, my wife says to me, why the heck do they need to recreate that? All they need to do is look at Edmund Moxie, get permission, and redo that. That would be so significant, so easy to do, so easy to fund. The people in the society themselves would get involved, and so many people can maximize and profit from the idea. But because it possibly belongs to Edmund Moxie, like you said, politics would now interfere, or people's envy and jealousy would now interfere, that idea now would be stagnant. Or we would just simply erase it, and we want to lose the whole memory as to what Jome Village would be. When we look at what it means to be a Bahamian in terms of our food, Bahamian food ain't the same no more. Who makes your conch salads now? Who makes these herb salads now and these, what do you call those things? You know, I know conch man, but, you know, Scotch conch and so on. Who's doing that for you now? When you go to a restaurant, let me stop and tell you all, just ask to go look in the kitchen. Who is the cook? It ain't your children. Oh, my child ain't want to be no cook. My child ain't working in that hot kitchen. My child ain't doing. So all of our children are now no longer doing. My child ain't working to no tire shop. My child ain't working no gas station. My child ain't working to no supermarket. My child ain't doing, my child ain't doing, my child ain't doing. And so when the child reaches 18, 19, guess what? Your child ain't doing nothing. All the children cannot work for Defense Force. All the children cannot work for Customs and Police. All the children cannot be civil servants. We got some civil servants who've been retired at age 60 and they still on the job at age 75. I mean, that's just the way it is. Everybody can't be hired as an 18,000 member of the civil service. And so let's get that straight. Out of 400,000 people, we got at least about 180,000 children or more. Everyone cannot be hired by the government. So what is your child going to do? Atlantis can't hire everybody. Baltimore can't hire everybody. I look at the people of Grand Bahama, where you're from. Surely they ain't got that much jobs over there. Everybody over there on survival mode. That was me. I just got to throw up a blow. Surely? Yeah. Surely. So I heard great news about Eleuthera. And then you come back and you tell me Brylan gone. You know what gone mean? When they say gone, G-O-N-E, they say Brylan, gone. Where Brylan? North Eleuthera, gone. Gone where? The population. You know what I'm talking about. They there. They taking over.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Like Turks Island gone.
Oh, gone.
Like that's what you're doing?
Yeah. I hear they get it. I just now not about to go. So what you trying to tell God, Bernard Rosepower? If you don't want your children to do nothing, you don't want them to go to the University of the Bahamas, you don't want them to go to Jamaica, to UE, you don't want them to go to America, you think your child, oh, you look just like Michael Jordan. Oh, you look just like, what the other fella that name now who's playing for the Lakers, LeBron James. You look just like him, boy. Look, you got talent. And everybody know your son can't play no basketball. What the hell you talking about? They can't go be no NBA star like VJ Edgecombe. Everybody can't be no Buddy Hield.
You know that VJ Edgecombe, he had no current.
Listen to me.
He was the generator.
Okay, they made it. All of your children can't make it.
How you know you can make it or you ain't gonna make it if you
could try, but we didn't see a lot of y'all who there in the basketball court in the hot sun, electricity off, and you ain't making it. We didn't see that. So if you ain't making it, then tell me what you're doing then. Let me hear this. And how are we making the country grow to the age of 53?
If they really start to be able to identify those things, you could still pursue and really be able to prepare yourself else in other areas. What I'm saying is that you could pursue a dream, but still be able to these people.
Who's the people? You got to define these things when you talk. You got to talk straight to the baby people out
the young men that you were talking about.
They themselves going to tell themselves this is what they can do?
You have to.
They themselves.
You have to.
The parents then tell them what they're supposed to be,
Somebody
and they themselves.
got to be able to encourage you, to be able to keep yourself in a position to prepare for the worst. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it. You got to be able to prepare. I'm telling you, man. Listen to me. I couldn't tell you in my life what I wanted to do. I knew what I had, but I didn't know where I fit in my society.
Have you fit in as yet?
You see how wide I am, sir? How I can fit anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, bigger than these things, praise God, we find ourselves to where we're supposed to be. And I'm really hoping that this kind of time that you are and this understanding that you're in, let's be very clear that this introspection places you in the position for growth and development. I want to thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you, God, for being able to be here with us. And those of us here at The Rundown, be sure that you stay locked in to ZNS right here for the Bahamas tonight at 11 p.m. It's the final newscast of the country with the latest in news and information with Corvell Piper. From all of us here at ZNS, I'm Howard Grant. Thanks so much for joining me.
After 30 years of banking, I've decided to take a leap of faith. I moved from banking into an untapped industry, which is manufacturing in the Bahamas. And now we are standing on 3 acres of land on which we're going to be putting the Bahamas' first end-to-end plastic recycling company, Eden Recycling and Manufacturing Company Limited. Eden has 2 arms, recycling and manufacturing.
This is groundbreaking for us. It's never been done before. It really makes a difference, not only in the Bahamas, but even around the world. This is not just a project that we're doing so that we can make a couple of dollars. We want to make sure that it benefits those who come after us. In future generations, we hope that this is a small vision, that they will take it and they'll expand on it. We can have the formula for what it means to do end-to-end recycling in the Bahamas, in the region, and even if we have to export these ideas and thoughts and concepts even into the U.S.
Come celebrate at the Family Fun Day, July 10th at Clifford Park. It's a great afternoon of food, fun, culture, entertainment, national pride. Gates open at 4 p.m., concert time 6 p.m. 5th Independence Family Fun Day at Clifford Park. Bring the whole family. Admissions free. Happy Independence, Bahamas.
I'm proud to be a Bahamian. Oh, I'm proud to be a Bahamian.
What you see on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, and programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcasted by this television station. The code is available on IRCA's website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
I don't know, but there's all kind of cars in the parking lot. You ain't even know where to park. Yeah, just don't park in the, look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park in, just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap. No, man, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, yeah. Boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way parking, man. I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things. My bad, big bro. And he got a sticker inside that say this model. We gotta move. This is a handicap spot. That's what we gotta move. But we gotta move. Don't. We can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission